All right, we are now live. We'll chop it up for a little bit. We'll wait for people to get back in here. That sucks because those people are going to be pissed. They're going to be like, "Come on, man," and I'll be like, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see two people in here now, so welcome back to the show. We're waiting for people to pile on in. Me and Anthony are doing the fifth episode of Conspiracy Talks. We are here with you tonight to break down all the latest news about Iran, but more specifically the domestic situation with our politicians and the things that they promised to do that they are doing the opposite of. So, welcome to the show. How are you doing, Anthony? How has your week been? How is life treating you?
I mean, it's good. It's good as it possibly could be. It's kind of sad watching, people fall for the neocon lies and all the things, we'll get into obviously. But other than that, just trying to stay stress free, low cortisol.
Sure. Sure, absolutely. And when did you find out about the initial conflict? Because I was up late and I kind of heard about it, and then I was live with Owen.
So what's crazy is I've been like for months waiting for this, right? And
I
of
think we all
course,
have. Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
it's been like this pressure cooker kind of moment, right? Like where you just feel like, when is this gonna pop off? And I was
Sure.
sick. I was sick again because they're spraying our skies and whatnot. But I was sick. I actually slept through it. I woke up like to 100 different texts, like, dude, like we're in war with Iran. I was like, no way. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So I slept. And like, but ever since then, I've been probably getting like 3 hours of sleep. Like I'll go to sleep because this conflict is on the other side of the world. It's different time zones. So like the heat of the moment, like all the stuff that goes on is like happening at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like
Sure.
some of the best footage and whatnot, things that we could see is going on. So since it's been going on, I mean, this is the same thing during the 12-day war. I kind of did the same thing, whereas like my sleep cycle, I just was like, F it. I got to get
Sure.
this
I,
news
I
out.
I think it's already really clear. It definitely is clear. It's just a matter of fact. This is a completely different beast than the 12-day war. They've shut down the Strait of Hormuz. America is now offering, I guess, Uncle Sam insurance to ships to try to go in there. We say we're going to put our ships in there to protect them, and that'll put them in range of the Iranian missiles. Really, really crazy stuff. And that's just one item. We've got three F-15s that were shot down by the Kuwaitis on accident. And well, of course, we believe that. Of course, we believe that. Sadly, we've had 6 American service members killed at the time of this recording, and of course, thousands of civilians, mostly Iranian civilians, over 100 little girls at a elementary or middle school dead, and
Yeah.
that's all been confirmed. Now, people were telling me that things like that were speculation. It's like, well, you're also telling me that it's speculation that it's a war. And like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's the main thing is I really want to talk about people's domestic opinion of this tonight, specifically our politicians and then kind of the ruling class trying to push this propaganda on us. Sadly, quite a few people are falling for it. And it's just so crazy to me. Like I'm too young to remember Iraq. I remember Afghanistan for sure. But you, as someone that's older than me, doesn't this just take you back? Because I've been watching clips of George Bush and it just takes me back. And now
Bro,
watch this drive.
bro. Can't even explain it, man. I mean, I'm from New Jersey, right outside of New York City when 9/11 happened. So,
Sure.
like, I've lived this experience already, and to watch what Donald Trump has become Bush is like insane to me. It's really tragic seeing that good people are going to die in this. Um, yeah, it's I really don't have much words to even say because it's like it's a repeat.
Sure.
It's like seriously rinse, wash, repeat. It's the same exact thing. We have
Sure.
the same neocons, the same people that are drumming up the same propaganda. The only thing that I will say that's different this time around is we have cell phone footage. We
Yes.
didn't really have cell phone footage of the war in Iraq. We didn't have like we're literally watching wars now on our phones. It's
It's
like,
nuts. It's insane, and people aren't designed for that. And that's why I think the public backlash is already very strong to this. People are going to say hell no. And I think people are already saying hell no. And I mean, they ran on the opposite of what they're doing now. And I guess the big lesson from this election is all of us that voted for Trump are really stupid because there's no one you can vote for that will do anything other than this. Just like people voting for Kamala were stupid, right? I'm
yeah,
not assigning any group, a benefit factor. Kamala said she was going to have the most lethal military in the world and that we were going to back Israel. So
yeah.
whether we want to or not, whether we're Democrat or Republican or not, The same people do the same things. That it's not our elected officials. It's the people behind the scenes that control them, the special interest groups, the military industrial complex, the Israeli Zionists, and other special flavors and types that we'll get into later on the broadcast. But it is truly sickening. It is truly disgusting. I mean, here's the thing. We were getting ready for this stream, and I got to remember to add my screen to stage. We were getting ready for this stream, and I told you, I called you, or you called me back, and I was like, look, it's a problem of too many tabs. We got to do this where I have like a 9-page Google Doc, and we're kind of going to go down the line a little bit. And we're just going to look at some of the stuff that's available, but we are going to cover things as they break. And this apparently has broken. We've had DMT on the show. DMT is like a news aggregator on here. He's very smart, geopolitical mind, and analyst as well. But he does a lot of the live update posting. If he says it's true, I believe it's true. He says it's confirmed by the New York Times. I believe that. Breaking: 50,000 U.S. troops in Middle East now assigned to war against Iran, with more forces and fighter jets flowing into the region, according to the New York Times. I have a buddy. I have a friend who is on his way out there right now, who is a tank guy.
Oh no. The problem is with Iran, it's a completely different terrain. It's mountainous. Sure. It's very, tanks, boots on the ground is not going to be an easy war to fight, especially.
Absolutely.
It's like going into Vietnam, same kind of situation. Like,
absolutely.
They're not prepared for this at all. And it's a war of attrition. Like, Iran is just going to keep on sending missiles after missiles after missiles to deplete the entire Gulf Coast and the Gulf states and and Israel, all their batteries, all their missiles, their defense missiles. And
absolutely,
they're going to start really hammering them.
The thing that people don't realize is we've actually kind of already been down this road before with a guy named Saddam Hussein. And you think I'm going to talk about our invasion into Iraq and how that didn't go well and how we lost a bunch of people. I could go there. What I'll really do is I'll talk about the Iran-Iraq war. And we were the ones that backed Saddam. We were the ones that gave him precursors to make chemical weapons during that time. The Iranians lost 1.5 million people in that war. That's World War II level numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not this thing where they're these soft Americans and they're going to get hit and they're going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. They're committed to their mission. A lot of them are committed to the Muslim mission. And a lot of them have seen, like, he is a martyr for their faith, Ayatollah Khamenei, who we killed in his house with his granddaughter.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that he went out like a G, honestly. He
did go out like a G.
Straight up.
He said, I'm not running. And I saw Scott Ritter do this excellent breakdown of, like, the prime thing for America to do would be to make him hide in a bunker, and then they kill everybody else and he's hiding and he looks weak and the people begin to hate him. And that's how you have the rebellion. You don't kill him.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid. And that shows that, like, the lunatics are running the asylum.
For sure. And people need to recognize that, like, he is probably the second most prominent figure in all of Islam. It's basically killing the Pope. Like, we killed their Pope. So there's a jihad on America right now.
175 million Muslims. People are like, it's Shia and the vast majority are Sunni. You'll know what you're talking about. Well, I mean, it's 2 billion people, or like 1.8 billion people. What's 20% of that? Can you let me know what that number is?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, I don't know. And that's the thing. We'll get into all this tonight. And that's why I'm really happy to have you with me here, is like, we're just going to chop it up. We're just going to chop it up. We're going to go through shit. If you want to throw me something, you want to throw me a curveball, we talked about it before. Add it to the Google Doc. Let's go to the next slide here.
Got you.
So Boom Boom Tel Aviv says Suleiman. I guess we won't go to that. We don't need to meme on them. But major blast in Lebanon. I mean, just look at this. This is apocalypse now. This is very dark. We don't want this anywhere. And this is minor footage compared to some of the stuff we've seen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're definitely hitting their targets. They're doing a great job. But, I mean, if you see Tehran, it's getting ripped up, man. Like, these airstrikes are horrible.
Yeah, I mean, both Tehran and Tel Aviv are destroyed. The difference is Iran is the size of, like, almost 3 Texas, and then Israel's the size of New Jersey. So it's just a matter of, like, Iranian air defense can be spread out and layered in a way that Israeli air defense cannot. So they're in it's a target dense environment that they're in. And look at this. An Iranian ballistic missile has just struck U.S. military Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar.
I saw that.
So it continues, guys. And that's the thing they told us. We're going to get into the Trump clips of, like, it's going to be quick. It's going to be over. We're going to figure it out. We're going to stop it. We're going to stop it fast. We're going to the new people need to leave. We're going to be in here for months, if not years. And people are not prepared for this. And everybody online saying this is going to be rapidly over. I've been bookmarking your posts. I've been doing it. And I advise everybody to do the same.
Yeah.
Because it's insane. It's crazy to support this. Here, I'll give an update. I'm going to give a live update. Live update, excuse me. As of 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time on March 3rd, 2026, the ongoing joint U.S.-Israeli military campaign against Iran, now in its fourth day, has intensified significantly, with coordinated airstrikes pounding Iranian missile systems, leadership compounds in Tehran, naval assets, and air defenses under operations like Roaring Lion and Epic Fury. The conflict began on February 28th with strikes that killed the supreme leader and numerous top officials in a decapitation attack, and has expanded regionally. Israel has launched simultaneous strikes on Tehran and Beirut, targeting Hezbollah positions while advancing ground operations in southern Lebanon. They've invaded Lebanon now.
Yeah,
and
I saw
they're
that.
just like, full on, we're just going to do it. Like, we want Damascus. We're going to take it all over.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're stealing land.
I mean, it's the Greater Israel Project.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like the AI is censored, but the AI can still tell you things, which is why I like asked it to give me a breakdown of what's happening now. Grok is pretty good about that because it's live updates everywhere all the time. So it'll tell you where the strikes are going on, and it'll lie to you about what's actually happening. So Israel is trying to invade, trying to attack Iran and set it up for a U.S.-Israeli ground invasion. They're currently invading Lebanon. God knows what's happening in Syria. And there have been rumors that there might be some false flag action going on. There have been rumors, and get into that a little bit. I got to clear my throat.
Yeah, I saw that the Saudi Arabian attack on the oil refinery was probably Israel. I don't know if you're talking about the same thing about that, but that's what I saw.
I saw something involving the Saudis. None of it's confirmed, but it's all very crazy. Israel's launched simultaneous strikes on Tehran and Beirut, targeting Hezbollah positions regionally, while advancing ground operations, invading southern Lebanon. And Iran has retaliated with massive missile and drone barrages against Israel, hitting central areas like Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. U.S. bases and Gulf allies, including damaging U.S. embassies. Yes, several of our embassies and consulates have been damaged. This is like that. That's not normal. It's not a normal thing to happen, guys. And everyone's like, well, Trump's going to go in there. He's going to take care of the problem. He's going to leave. And it's like the world is on fire. The Middle East is on fire. Everybody's like lining up to fight. And everyone in America is like, no, he going to handle it. I look at Maduro. He took Maduro out of the country. And they'll tell you that like the grand proof they'll give you is like, we killed the Ayatollah. Are the missiles still coming in? Are more of them coming in? Faster, better ones, more expensive ones? Yes.
Yeah. His son's now is gonna be in charge.
What? Yeah, exactly. And
who's way more
I'm sure
extreme.
they'll try to kill him too. President Donald Trump has stated that most Iranian naval and air capabilities, they've been knocked out, they've been destroyed, completely obliterated. When did we hear that before? We've heard that things have been destroyed before, and it hasn't hardly ever been true. New strikes are targeting remaining leadership, and the operation. It's just 4 weeks. It's just 4 weeks, Anthony. Why are you so upset?
Yeah, it's going to be like 5 years at least, I would say.
I hope not. I hope that you're wrong, but I think that you're right logically. I mean, we don't have a history of getting out quick in the region. And something to touch on really quick, guys. Billions and billions of dollars, decades of infrastructure, these bases that are getting hit. It's not just like a concrete parking lot. And then it's like, oh, we don't have a concrete parking lot anymore. I guess we got to build a new one. They've been building some of these for decades, and they're just gone. They're burned up.
Radar systems as well. THAAD.
Yep. Absolutely. The
billions.
It wasn't even a THAAD system. It was the THAAD signal system, which is even more expensive.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I think it's like 1.2 billion.
Yeah. They got two of them.
See, and like we're paying for it. You eat it. Like if you support this, be like, yeah, like, you know what? I think that billion that we burned was good. I think it's justified. See, that's the position that you people have to defend. And I know my audience is rational. I know our audience is rational. I know that we don't necessarily have to make that argument, but people are dumb. It is crazy. It is crazy. They'll see like $10 billion wasted. It costs us $1 billion a day to do the Venezuela thing. Let's just assume it's the same for this. So every day, another billion or so gets spent on keeping those ships out there, keeping those planes fueled, keeping people fed, keeping the operations moving, keeping the missiles going. Tens tens of billions. If you think about the missiles, I mean, it's obvious math. Like this is like the defense budgets of prior years being pissed away and pissed away and pissed away after everything is already degraded, after everything is already gone from Ukraine. It's so nuts. You think about that. Anthony, how long have we been hearing about Ukraine and missile defense, and we got to send them more stuff? Years.
Yeah. I mean, you also got to account for the it's 4 F-15s, which are $100 million each. So that alone right there is like,
hey, they were just shot down. Remember, they were by our own people. Ooh, accident. It's an accident, so it's funny. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like, well, you lost 400 million.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's nuts.
The bases too. I mean, how much do those bases cost?
Yeah, I know. You know what? That's actually a good question. It's actually a good question. We'll do that later on in the live. We'll be live for 2 to 3 hours. It's going to be a fun show. Welcome to all of y'all that are just joining us. Me and Anthony are doing this show called Conspiracy Talks. This is episode 5 of it. We've done a few other ones before. Most of the ones that we do, we review my dad's old legendary Alex Jones InfoWars documentaries from 20, almost 30 years ago. Really phenomenal coverage of the police state that's been built around us. And we're going to do Iranian war coverage because we have to do Iranian war coverage. No one wants to hear about anything else other than this, including us. We want to monitor the situation with you guys. We want to stay informed because everything else, besides the Epstein files, which are causal for this whole thing, everything else is kind of, out the window. Everything else, like the midterms, well, that's gone now. Trump's going to lose everything. The Republicans are going to lose everything. The economy, well, that's out now. Everything's going to go to shit. Right? Like everything, like, I'm sorry. This is what I was going to say. I've seen people online be like, well, the Trump got the twins out the bathroom. He got the twins out of the woman's sport. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like Siri, I'm being for real. I've had people, and I literally, I'll comment. I'll be like, I want to quote tweet this, but I don't want to be mean to you. Like, I think that you're not smart. And that's even meaner. But like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to have like special needs to see like an American jet blow up or oil tanker blow up or the supreme leader get killed. And you're like, but the twins in the sport. And it's just like, it's not relevant, bro. Like, it's not relevant at all. What do you think about that?
I think that I actually saw a couple of videos of like these like hillbilly ass dudes like saying like, you liberals, are you serious? We're over there freeing their women.
Liberal, roll tide.
They can go drive their cars now. They don't have to cover their faces in a burqa. It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the women over there. Like, straight up. I mean, respect to them, but they want to be in that culture. If they didn't want to be in that culture, they would move.
It's not our business. It's not our business to tell people how to fucking live. Like, we live in the West. Vote for what you want in the West. Vote for what you want in America. You don't get to blow up an elementary school to make them not wear the burqa, and they don't even have to wear the burqa. They barely have to wear the hijab.
They don't.
Like,
they don't.
I've watched modern documentaries on Iran, and like, this is a giant psyop. This whole thing, it's crazy. And everyone's like, even my dad, and we'll get into that. We got a clip of my dad, which I really liked. I liked his take on things.
He's coming.
But it's like, well, the mullahs are cavemen and they're evil, and I'm Islamophobic. And it's like, well, I'm missile phobic. I'm death phobic. I'm IDF soldier rape phobic. Like that's what I'm phobic of. Everything else is kind of, we kind of get to worry about that, right?
Have you ever seen the videos of like the malls in like Iran? Like, there's women walking around, no burqas. Yeah. Like, they're not dressed like whores like they are in America. Like, they have to cover themselves up. But like, I don't care to go bomb a country so a girl could go make an OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good off that.
No, they gotta have a central bank. They gotta have a ton of debt. They gotta be oppressed. They gotta have their land taken because it's what's best for them. We know what's best for them. Isn't that arrogant? And that's just the quintessential American arrogance. And, I think a lot of that is going to die out with the boomers, but there's a reason for it. Okay. We've been propagandized for 30 plus years. I think it's 36 years. Netanyahu has been saying that they're going to have a nuclear weapon. Yeah. And this is the causal thing. If you ask anybody to argue with you about this, they'll go, well, Iran was about to have a nuclear weapon. And you have to recognize that as some sort of paranoid psychosis that's been inflicted by media, because it's either that or it's just complete historical ignorance. Because anybody that knows anything about the Israeli campaign to destroy Iran, I mean, Wesley Clark, the general, remember early 2000s, yes. Yeah. We had a plan to destroy 7 countries in 5 years, and Iran was the last one of those countries. Let's see, can we go down the list? Are we smart? Let's see, Libya, Iraq,
Afghanistan,
Sudan, for sure, Afghanistan. Help me out here. We got 5 because Iran, last
Syria,
one on the list.
probably.
Which ones?
Syria.
Yeah, Syria. You're right.
What else?
What was the other? Egypt? Nah, I don't think it was Egypt.
Oh, Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, there you go. 7 countries in 5 years, and we did 6. We're on number 7. That's what this is. And look at this. This is even a recent one. This is from 2022. You cannot make this up.
Oh my God.
I feel like if Netanyahu had addressed Congress with a picture of a big Tom and Jerry bomb like he did in 2022, the Iran invasion would have been more accepted. Probably so, because they're like children. We elect children to run the country. Old children.
I never saw that. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, yes, they are very close to building the bomb. As you can see here, I've drawn a red line on top of this piece of a poster board. And the Mossad got this poster board. It was the best poster board that we could find, the highest quality. It's like, that's why I like this guy too. He describes things just like me. Everything's the most perfect. That's absolutely right, Mr. Trump. Now kill them all. And look, like it's so insane. It's so crazy. We'll look at the image for a second. We'll have fun with it. You have to make light of this stuff because it's so sick. But like seriously, this guy has been pushing to get millions of Iranian people killed off of a lie. The Ayatollah Khamenei, the guy they just killed, he was the guy that 20 years ago issued a fatwa, a religious order declaring a nuclear bomb to be a crime against God. They are not allowed to make one. And you can go, Iran, there's a religious theocracy. We have to free them so the woman don't have to wear the hijab. And you're like, well, that religious theocracy is keeping them from having the nuclear weapon that you're so worried about. And who actually has control of nuclear weapons? This motherfucker.
Israel.
This guy. He's like, well, I already have a bomb. You know, that's how I knew how to draw the photo of the bomb. I just traced it around my nuclear weapon. Like he's got over 200 nuclear warheads. And we're going to get into the Israeli spy on tape, Jonathan Pollard, confirming all that. I know that sounds crazy. If you're on the other side of the fence, you don't believe me, stick around for our broadcast. We're going to get through the information here tonight. I've got a lot for you. We've got a lot for you. Let's go to the video of this. Let's go to the compilation of just how long he's been lying about this, how long he's been disrespecting the public. So something really quick, Anthony.
Yes.
When these videos are playing, we need to mute ourselves because of StreamYard. It's having a problem. So I'm going to just wait 1 second to do it. I'm going to play the video. Just like go like this or go like that if you want to say something, and then we'll unmute and we'll talk.
Okay, cool.
Or just wait. Sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. This is Netanyahu making lies.
The deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close. And Iran, by the way, is also outpacing Iraq in the development of ballistic missile systems that they hope will reach the eastern seaboard of the United States within 15 years. By next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks.
Here, unmute if you would. Unmute if you would. Sorry about that. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get a switcher for this show, guys. So 2012. How long ago was 2012, Anthony? 14 years ago.
Crazy that people still believe this.
14 years ago that they were like a few weeks away from making the bomb. So everyone's saying that it's imminent threat. Everyone's saying we had to do it. We had to go help. We had to go in there. You're either ignorant or you're clinically insane. There's no, like, do you see it? You don't have to be smart to understand. I don't think I'm particularly smart. Like, it's right out there in your face. I just have the knowledge and information about it. Don't you?
Yeah. That's why I think MAG is under a spell of some sort. It's like, it's voodoo. It's black magic to not be able to see what's right in front of their faces.
Yeah. And it's just like the liberals, man. It's so creepy. It's exactly like, you know, the traditional libtard or like blue hair that you might laugh at. And I feel bad about that now because those people, you know, something's really been done to them, you know, like they've been really screwed with. And that's not their fault. Okay, we got to not have the hateful attitude where you dunk on the person, have the crab on the bucket. You have to understand they're a human and like there's been a real problem. Right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Someone in the chat said that Bibi's not actually a Jew. I mean,
I don't know about that. Maybe none of them are Jews. Maybe that's the real conspiracy theory. But we'll mute again. Yeah. We're going to play the rest of the thing out.
Before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. The foremost sponsor of global terrorism could be weeks away from having enough enriched uranium for an entire arsenal of nuclear weapons That would place a militant Islamic terror regime weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs. If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year.
I'm being joined by Rupert in studio.
There you go.
Being joined by Mr. Rue.
Yeah, I mean, the lies, the gaslighting, the fact that American people are actually falling for this. And, you know, the thing is that, like, it's such a deep psyop because, like you said before, like, people don't even know, like, Hamani, like, he's literally praised Jesus before. He's praised Mary. Netanyahu's never talked about Jesus ever.
Sure. No, absolutely. Ben Shapiro calls him, a Jew who is protesting against the Romans or trying to do an uprising and got, unalive for his trouble. We're not even going to repeat it because it's so disgusting. We're not even going to get into what the Talmud says, but it's the relationship does not make sense. This weird, cryptid, kind of like a jackalope or like a Sasquatch, like a mythical creature that doesn't exist, of the Christian Zionists, which are conflicting ideas. And all this is just, like, from a basic perspective of theology, it's wrong on its face.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
They need it in order to build the greater Israel. And the evangelists, I don't even know what you'd call them, the Christian Zionists over here, they believe that they need it for the apocalypse. So it's not even congruent. Like, they want to rule, and other people think that if they rule, it'll bring on the end times, and then Jesus will come back. It's a really weird cult. But then you think about things like Scientology, and you're like, well, I see how people could believe it. Right, because ultimately it's a sect or something. It's mutated. But let's watch more of this. So I've got Tom Cotton here, who of course is I believe he's a senior senator, the senior senator from Arkansas. And Arkansas, or Arkansas, is one of the poorest states in the union. Okay, but instead of worrying about his own people, trying to make life better for them, he's ready to take young Arkansas boys and girls and send them off to the Middle East. So let's watch him talk about it. Let's go mute.
Brian, no, not at all. I thought Secretaries Rubio and Hegseth, Chairman Kane, and Director Ratcliffe did a very good job of laying out the intelligence and the current state of operations. The simple reality is Iran has a vast missile arsenal that far exceeds the combined missile defenses of the United States, our Arab friends, and Israel. And it gets much worse every single month. That is an unacceptable risk for the United States.
We'll go back to us. So here's the thing, and we're watching him admit this, and we'll watch Rubio admit it later. We don't have the missiles. And what he's talking about here is they were building so many missiles that we were worried about never being able to catch up. That's the real takeaway from here. And they'll say nuclear weapon, nuclear weapon, nuclear weapon. Those missiles that the Iranians have, the furthest they can hit away, I think, is Bulgaria or someplace like that. They can't hit us. They're nowhere near hitting us, but they can hit Israel all day long. And that's what this is really about. This is about the ballistic missiles.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch, like, people like, Zionists on X and stuff, like, celebrating that they're winning and Purim and all this and whatnot. If America was not in this fight with them, Israel would already be gone.
Absolutely.
They would have been carpet bombed the third day. They would have been done. They would have ran out of battery.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. They would have ran out of batteries, ran out of missile defense. Like, the paper, I call it the paper dome. It's being overwhelmed already.
Are you a liberal? You a liberal, brother? You a liberal? Let me tell you something. Trump just came out and said we got enough missiles for a forever war. We're gonna show that tweet. I mean, it's too much. It's too much. But here's the thing. I had seen the end of this clip. I had seen a shorter version of this clip. I hadn't seen the beginning of it before. They have to tell you the truth. Like a vampire at the door, they have to let you know. They don't get to break that sacred metaphysical rule, right? So here he is admitting what it's actually about. And did you sign up to have 6 Americans die so that Iran wasn't able to defend itself? Because that's the thing, is they're defending themselves. They didn't start this conflict. Israel started it twice in a row. They're the ones that do the bombings.
Yeah, I think that we're being lied to about that as well. About there's only 6 casualties. I don't believe that.
Yeah, 100%. I only want to repeat things that are confirmed by the Homo media apparatus, so we don't get banned.
Gotcha.
That being said, the speculation is it's a lot more, and there's a record for that in Vietnam and other conflicts where they lied about it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we will see. I'll play the rest of the clip out. We got to go mute.
States, it's an existential risk for our Arab friends in Israel. And it wouldn't get better if we waited for 6 or 12 or 18 months to find a more imminent risk. In fact, Iran has posed an imminent risk to the United States for 47 years as they've maimed and killed thousands of Americans.
Imminent risk to the United States of America for 47 years. So imminent meaning now, about to happen, the American mainland is about to be destroyed, or American interests in the region are about to be destroyed. Israel, well, one of those things is true, right? But when he says Iran is an imminent threat to America, he's not talking about us. He's talking about the real America, the capital of America, Israel, right? Because like we're like the districts in the Hunger Games. We don't actually matter. It's the capital that's important. And you see this reflection in media. It's cartoonish what they are. It's absolutely cartoonish.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got to hit the wall in Minecraft.
Yeah, we got to kiss the wall, you know, and then maybe the conflict will stop. You know, maybe Satan will decide to end it. Let's watch this breakdown of John Kiriakou talk about this nuclear weapons hoax and why this is not real. And you got to keep in mind, this is a CIA professional for many, many years. He was assigned to the Middle East. I believe he was like the head of like knowing about Iraq and stuff like that. He's a very smart guy.
We're not talking about North Korea today. And there's a reason why we're not talking about North Korea, because North Korea has a nuclear weapon. And so nobody wants to mess with North Korea. Well, the Iranians weren't building a nuclear weapon. There are 2 CIA national intelligence estimates that concluded that there was no nuclear weapons program, besides the fact that Ayatollah Khamenei issued a fatwa decades ago saying there will be no nuclear weapons program. But Benjamin Netanyahu came to the United States dozens upon dozens of times to try to convince whoever happened to be president at the time, and we're going back 4 or 5 presidents, that Iran was an existential threat and that there was indeed a nuclear program. And so Iran had to be destroyed.
So how long does this narrative work? How long does this work on the minds of the American public? How long are the American public able to stomach this image and the fake feeling of legitimacy around it? I don't think it'll last many weeks. I think that there will be public protests that are going to be quite large and quite rapid once the real death numbers start coming out.
We have one actually Saturday. Just want to shamelessly plug that. Put
March
that
7th, I believe.
Yep, 10 a.m.
What's that event called?
It's called Save Our Children, but it's like I made a video today. It's about multiple things. It's not just
everything. Well, everything's downstream of that, right? They wouldn't be doing this if they weren't implicated in crimes against children, and that we talk about that all the time on the show.
Exactly.
Bingo, exactly, Anthony. The Save the Children rally, March 7th. Let's watch my dad's take on this, and then we're going to get into our elected officials and our dear leader, Donald J. Trump. Oh, he dear leader now. President Trump never do anything wrong. He is #1 champion of the people, People's Republic.
The bottom line is that I've confirmed that Israel is basically in control of our foreign policy by our own posture to be allied with them, and that is uncontrovertible. Because now they're trying to do damage control. Oh no, Trump gave the order. No, our very doctrine is if Israel's attacked, we attack. And so thank God Russia's not following its agreement with Iran or China, or we'd be in war with them right now. So it is a fact. And then the neocons, the Israel lobbies all over the internet attacking anybody that points this out and tries to say it's not the case, while Netanyahu brags about it. So, I mean, that's the big news. I'm not even defending Trump. It actually makes him worse that it is now literally true. What I claimed, well, I wanted to claim wasn't true because I don't want to believe it, that Trump is an errand boy of Israel. And how do we deal with that, Nick Fuentes?
Well, if Trump is an errand boy for Israel, then you got to shut down his government. And that means you got to go into the midterms and you got to get the Democrats in. And the Democrats hopefully will impede the administration. That's what they're going to do. They're going to launch investigations, subpoenas, select committee, all that kind of stuff. And they're going to grind it to a halt. And, you know, if Trump is an operative of a foreign government, consider that he's forfeited his entire mandate. because his whole basis of support is that he's America first, MAGA. He's not like the other politicians. Okay, well, if you're an errand boy for Israel, if you're a puppet of the Jewish state and you're bringing us to war for them, that's not like a small thing. That's not like a little bit of foreign aid. We're going to war on their behalf. He has to be opposed. And a lot of people don't want to take it there for one reason or another. But, I don't know what the option is. I don't know how you work with that. If you're America first and Trump is Israel first, well, that's not exactly a divide that can be bridged.
Okay, so what's your 30,000-foot view on that? Because for me, I'm just done voting because it's all bullshit anyway. I voted in local elections, of course, but nothing, like, oh, I voted for Ted Cruz one time, man, because I didn't know because I was a fucking retard, right?
Dang.
So like I got a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not engaging in it anymore. I'm not engaging in that circus. What we need is protests, rallies, events where we can actually, eventually lead to strikes and things and really, change the opinion of the billionaires that run our government in our country and are leading us to do this. What's your view on that? What do you think of Unk's take?
I fully agree. I mean, we should not be voting ever again. This is like a humiliation ritual,
Sure.
It's on both
Absolutely.
sides.
It's like you got to be a good boy and go to the poll. You might change things this time.
Never again. I think people should stop paying taxes. I think that we should completely crash the system because all of our money is going to forever wars and to children being sex trafficked. So,
well, I think that's all going to happen kind of just as a consequence of where we're at. And like we talked about many times on the show before, they're waiting for the automation. They need the AI to run the robot army. That's what this is all about. The next, they hope 10 years, it'll probably be 2030. I think it's going to take too long. I think they're going to hit bottlenecks in their design, and the collapse is coming, and it's actually a good thing. And I say that as an employer. I care about people in the country. I'm not happy about that, but I mean, as a consequence of people defaulting on their loans at record rates, people being unable to afford their mortgage, people being able to not afford food or their rent, a real change is going to come. And I mean, when 50% of the population can't eat, they start killing each other for food. So like, it's unfortunately the 30s are going to be pretty nuts, and it's going to be because of these administrations that have done things like this.
Yeah, I mean, the serious question that I have is like, has Congress even approved this war?
No, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all the weird language around it. It's all bullshit, bro. It's all bullshit because one of the big retorts, besides the trans people can't be in the bathroom anymore and you a liberal, the third retort to that is, what did you say? Forgive me, my dog was whining, so I was like.
No, I'm just saying Congress hasn't approved this war at all. Like, this is completely unconstitutional.
The third thing is they go, well, 1973 War Power Act, he don't have to declare war, targeted strike in under 60 days. That make it okay. And we see very clearly him call it a war. We see very clearly, like it's an act of war. We killed the leader of a government, right? That's not a targeted strike, quote unquote. But he's dancing around it. Congress is dancing around it. When we have him on tape saying what it is, you know what? That's an excellent segue. You might as well just go to it. I think that's actually what I have next.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
So, exactly. Trump says wars can be fought forever. So, if we're in a war, that I assume that's what he's talking about. I don't think that a targeted strike can last forever, right? Now, that's kind of a basic IQ test there. Give me 1 second. But the cedar has destroyed me, dude.
I'm with you, bro.
Breathing, my throat, like I'm coughing.
It's crazy this year.
Okay. The United States munition stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium grade, never been higher or better. As it was stated to me today, we have a virtually unlimited supply of these weapons. So the CIA director told you something that was a lie because he knows that you're retarded. Like that. That's what I take away from that, because it's almost worse if he believes that versus him being evil, because like then it's really like there's no brakes on the train. It's a Biden type situation where he could just decide to do something insane. What do you think about that?
I think that's where we're at, to be honest with you. I think he's evil for sure. No question about that. But
You
I
believe
think
in
that
the decline.
I can see the decline,
We'll talk about that a little. He's been looking real raped lately.
He's disheveled for sure. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I think that we're in a very bad place right now, and that there's an absolute maniac in control of our country.
Yeah.
That's the way to put
Wars
it.
can be fought forever. So wars. So we're in a war. You don't get to say, well, they targeted strike. They don't say it's a war. The president himself, this is how brainwashed the public is now. The president himself can multiple times say that we're in a war or declare war without actually doing it. And then people just excuse it and say, he got you on a technicality. No, you can't pinch him. He's wearing green on St. Patrick's Day. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like that's you can't pinch him. You know, he's got a butcher knife and he's killing people in the subway. We don't need to pinch him. We need to take him out. You know, we need it politically. So,
in Minecraft.
It's pretty insane. He needs to be impeached. Like, this is an impeachable offense. That's number one. Number two, it's openly illegal, right? It's openly illegal to do stuff like this peacefully, legally, lawfully. This has to end. Okay. And I think the point Fuentes is making about the elections is very true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with voting. You know, I'm against all that. So, like,
Me too.
Because if you give it to the left, they're still going to do the same thing. You know, they're both owned. So it's not. And when you get the left, you get other things, which is like super globo homo, right? Like go straight into a Weimar Republic. So it's like, I'd rather just not vote and fight against the system, you know, be ungovernable, you know, be against the entire system and rally, you know, like
Sure.
This first protest. I've never done a protest before. It's my first protest. It's crazy that, you know, the situations that we're in right now, when we first announced the protest, we weren't in World War III and there wasn't a shooting on 6th Street, you know? So it's like, there's a lot that there's going to be pressure to go out there, but like it's a worthy cause, man. Like, what else do? We need to stand up. We need to organize. We need to go against this government because they're going to get us all killed.
Sure. Absolutely. I'll continue. Wars can be fought forever. I'll just read it again. Wars can be fought forever. Wars can be fought forever. Wars can be fought forever. The peace president, Donald Trump. I am the chosen one, Donald Trump. I ended 7 wars, Donald Trump. No more neocon wars in the Middle East, Donald Trump, literally quoting him from the Saudi conference. Unbelievable. Completely and totally unbelievable. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully using just these supplies, which are better than any other country's finest arms. It's not true. At the highest end, we have a good supply, but not to where we want to be.
He's lying. He's gaslighting. He's lying. He's doing all of this to trick the American people. I mean, it's known that our supply is depleted already. It's only been 3 days. There's no way that we can fight a war of attrition versus Iran. Like,
well, I just thought of this analogy. It's a perfect analogy. The emperor with no clothes, right? And it's like the emperor has a tailor that comes in. In our case, the tailor is Israel. And the emperor is decked out, wearing the finest purple, the finest gold, the finest chrome, the finest leather, all of it. He's wearing, a 20-piece suit. And over 35 years, Israel's been like, hey, give me that crown, give me that jacket, give me that gold chain, give me those boots. Because in return for giving me these things, which symbolize the weapons of the analogy, I'm going to give you everything you ever wanted. I'm going to give you security and peace in the region. I'm going to give you these imaginary clothes that you can't see, but you can't see it because the fabric is so fine. That's our bond together. You see our Judeo-Christian values. And the emperor says, okay, that's fine. I'm happy to do it. So more and more clothing, more and more clothing, more and more clothing. Eventually, now the emperor's in a parade. The emperor's entered a parade now. The emperor's walking down the street in front of the subjects, the people of the world. He's the global hegemon. He's the ruler. And he's naked. He don't have anything. And he's out there saying, I got all the clothes in the world. What do you think? That was pretty good.
It's great. It's delusion. That's what it is. He's under a delusion. And like, the thing is we kind of ignored this in 2016, when he was giving the what was it, the capital to Jerusalem, and we built the embassy and
moved the embassy.
Yeah. All these things, the Golan Heights. Like, he was a Zionist the whole time. It's just that we were all like under that spell of MAGA, of like believing that he was going to be something different.
Sure.
And he was going to be against this. And this infrastructure has been building the whole entire time,
Yeah.
like he's chosen for this position, he's not elected, he's selected. I think everything that we're watching right now is predestined and planned for him to play this position.
Yeah, I think there's more and more truth gets put on that every day, that this continues, man. Much additional high-grade weaponry is stored for us in outlying countries. Sleepy Joe Biden. And see, this is the pivot. Now, and the people reading this will go, that's my twomp. He's called it Sleepy Joe Biden. He's so important. And it's just like, if that's what it costs to buy you off a nickname buys you off. It buys you off from the country. What are we doing? What are we even doing here anymore, man? Sleepy Joe Biden spent all of his time and our country's money giving everything to P.T. Barnum, Zelensky. That's funny. Okay, he is funny. He's evil and crazy and demented, but he is funny. Zelensky of Ukraine, hundreds of billions of dollars worth, and he gave away so much of the super high end, away free. So we have infinite missiles. We also don't have any high end stuff yet because we've been at war with Russia via our proxy, Zelensky.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I am the peace president. I ended 7 wars. It's like a person's got cancer and then would go to Dr. Pimple Popper. And they're like, well, you know, Azerbaijan, Armenia was like 1 million people, 1 million plus people have died in Ukraine and Russia since the conflict began. And that's been perpetuated by our weapons. We're the ones doing it. We pay other people to do our dirty work. And then we come in and buy up the country after it's done. But I'll read the rest of it. And while he gave so much of the super high end away free, he didn't bother to replace it. They can't replace it. They build, you know, like 100 or a few hundred a year. It's not how it works, Mr. Trump. And you should know that, being the commander in chief. Fortunately, I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so. The United States is stocked and ready to win big. Fuck you, man. Like seriously, it's gross at this point. It's gross. Isn't that insulting to you?
Yeah, it makes my blood boil. I mean, the fact that people are falling for it makes me even more mad, because it's like he's just like a shitty car salesman at this point. Like, it's not even good. Like, his aura's gone. I mean, that joke's really not that funny, in my opinion.
No.
I think he's lost his touch completely. I think he's out of touch, and I think that he's going to get absolutely clobbered in the midterms and impeached.
Let's have a moment to remember why we voted for him, and also why we despise him now and can't stand his behavior now, and understand that really he's the capstone on the system that's been built around us. Let's watch him lie to us for real. So let's mute ourselves, and we're going to watch this video. This should really piss you off if you're a red-blooded American.
I am the candidate of peace. I am peace. People don't believe that. I am peace.
A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a man who wants to end wars.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to do it immediately. She sold "No War with Iran" t-shirts for $40. She put it on a t-shirt, Anthony.
No, I didn't know that. That's insane.
Dude, all of this stuff is beyond. And like, that's why, like, people defending it, they got 3 eyes. They got 3 eyes, and they're like a person who fall. They got like an arm about to fall off. And it's like, I'm not a zombie. I'm a patriot. And it's like, well, I don't know about that. To stay away from me. Well, I'll play the rest of it.
Not start them.
We do not want war with Iran. We actually want peace. The Iranians are clearly not very good at war. Perhaps they should follow President Trump's lead and give peace a chance.
Kamala's campaigning with warmongers like Liz Cheney. How do you think that is? She picks Liz Cheney, whose father virtually destroyed the Middle East. You know, Liz Cheney, she talks big, oh, I want war. She always wants war. Every time I was with her in the White House, we should attack this nation, that nation. Nations that people never even heard of, we should attack. She's a big, tough guy. She sits back in Washington, oh, we ought to go and attack Iran, Iraq. We're going to attack everybody. That's why I broke up with her. All she wanted to do is go to war with everybody. These war hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves. You know, we'll stay around the country for 50.
These war hawks, they want to draft your kids for these wars, and they'll never fight in them themselves. Yeah, Sid Barron. You know, Barron's a big target. He's like 6'8". You know, you put him out there off the shores of Iran by Kuwait, and be a part of that amphibious invasion that's going to have to take place once Israel begins to resemble an abandoned mall parking lot. Put Barron out there, right? That's what he's saying. He's saying they don't fight the wars themselves. You know, restore a little bit of honor to the whole venture if you put some skin in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's a draft dodger himself, so it's like, how can you even go out there and say anything like that? And I just want to say, like, if you look at the background of people, it actually makes sense of why we are where we are, you know. And it's no disrespect to those people, I don't know them, but they're just like a group of just like seed oil, like consuming, just low IQ people, you know. And like I hate to say that, because like I one time did support this man, but like just seeing where it is right now, it's like, this is a level of low IQ people, man. And you know, like the left used to say all these things about it, and I was, you know, I would fight against it and be like, oh, you know, you guys are the issue, and the same WWE bullshit, whatever. But if you actually see it and you witness it now, and you look at the people that are standing behind him, it honestly makes sense, bro. Be honest with you.
Sure. I mean, absolutely. And it's so crazy, the depths of the lying. And that's what he really represents. For like, well, we've got the American people so broken, retarded, and fucked up that we can literally put a riverboat casino captain out there who will tell them a good thing and then do the exact opposite once he's elected. And they'll like him so much, they'll make excuses for him. That's what I see with this man.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'm objectively correct.
you are.
And I think that comes from being close to him for so long and thinking that he was so great. Because it's like they say you can't see the forest for the trees, but if you're standing far away from the forest, you might not necessarily know what the tree looks like, even though you know it's a forest. I've been in both places now. We've been in both places. So you understand, you know, the gnarling on the trunk, the vines going up, and how it really works, how it really runs. And you just realize he's just one of a million, you know, one of a million people serving that role. He's just a figurehead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and just everything that he's done thus far in this past year is just obnoxious. He's just like an asshole, you know.
He's annoying,
like,
yeah.
it's horrible.
Yeah, we'll play the rest of it.
10 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars, no more wars, no more wars. We will have.
Okay, I want to point out some hypocrisy, right? I want to point out some hypocrisy. And this is a core argument, because people will say, we haven't been at war, we haven't been at war, we haven't been at war. That's also true of Vietnam. Vietnam was not declared a war, right? And that's because the banks were giving money to the Russians, and the Russians were giving arms to the Vietnamese, right? So like it couldn't be declared a war, because if it was declared a war, they couldn't give the money to those people. They couldn't profit off of it, right? So he just said, though, that he's the only president in the past 86 years that hasn't declared war. So he admits that Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, he admits that those are actual wars, that those are actual conflicts, even though we don't admit that they are. So by his own, you see where I'm going with this? Do you understand my argument?
Yeah, of course.
He can't make the claim that we're not in a war. And I think that's why he's come out and stated that we are at war, right? Because it's like I said with the vampire, they got to tell you the truth.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, it's like they believe in like karmic retribution and stuff. So they have to kind of tell you these things, and we have to accept it, you know?
Yes.
It's part
Absolutely,
of the magic.
100%.
Prosperity and peace. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He's going to start a war. I said, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars, and that's what happened. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker. We will measure.
Just disgusting lies. That's all I got to say. Just absolutely disgusting. I'm going to go back to it, but it's just all I ever wanted to do was to stop war. It's like Palpatine, man, like peace and security for my new empire.
Our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate.
I mean, Anthony, you heard, I'm going to make a 10-hour loop of this because it needs one. This needs a 10-hour loop. I'm going to go to it now. We're going to watch it again. You know what? Tell us, guys, if there's an echo. I'm going to try leaving us not muted. New Groiper, I know you're in chat. The Real Vincent, I know you're in chat. T-Blat, Agent Phil, let us know if there's an echo. I'll just watch this again because I'm going to make an edit out of it. Dude.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. I believe that he will attack Iran.
All right, we'll keep muting ourselves for the clips. That'll be how it has to go. But
I'm not mute right now. It wasn't echoing. I wasn't mute, and it wasn't echoing for me.
Oh, it wasn't echoing. Okay, that's. Oh
no, it was echoing for you when you're not mute. When you're not mute, yeah, it echoes.
Yeah, that sucks, man. StreamYard's terrible, but we won't get distracted. Here's the thing. He says our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. And I like that he says the president and not Obama, because he's a prophet. You know, he told the truth. He's a prophet. We just didn't listen to him. We didn't know what to listen to. right? Really, really crazy stuff. Then we've got this clip, which I've been using this as a retort. I'm just like, when people are like, we're not in a war, hey kid, you need to read 1973 War Powers, that boy. You don't know nothing about that. You ain't no veteran. And it's like, motherfucker, I'm an American citizen. Like, the American army, the American military, it works for us. It works for the people that pay the bills. Like, what the hell are you talking about? But we'll go ahead and play this because Trump called it war literally on night one, on day one, 12 hours into it.
The Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. And the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
So it's a war. And anyone that says it's not a war, you just show them the 16, 17 minute video of the president telling you that it's a war. And then we go again. I want to reiterate, because we got new people joining here all the time. I know some people probably don't agree. Trump says wars can be fought forever. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully. Meaning we can do this for decades and decades and decades. That's what forever means. Forever doesn't mean 2 months. Forever doesn't mean 6 months. Forever doesn't mean a year. Forever means forever. So we're just clearing that up here right now. That's the first thing we're talking about in the broadcast, and it's a big story. So that's why we spent so much time on it. People have to know. And this happened. This is really recent. This happened this afternoon. And this is after a closed-door Senate briefing on what's been going on. Let's watch him tap dance or shuck or jive a little bit. Let's watch this.
Are there measures being taken not to eliminate other possible alternatives to leadership?
This is war, and we're taking out the threat. And if you're part of the threat, then then you're a target. You know, what we'd call not all the arrows, but going after the archers.
You'll concede this is war. You'll concede this is war.
We haven't declared war. They declared war on us, but we haven't.
War, Secretary Hegseth.
We haven't declared
just now. You said alternatives to leadership.
This is war, and we're taking out the threat.
This is war. We're taking out the threat. It's not war. I didn't say that. And it's like the politician can literally, and this is how you know they're all empty suits, right? And really the public doesn't care about that. That's pretty apparent, but Navy will start to care now. He says one thing, and he says another thing literally 15 seconds later, and it's like, well, yes, sir, you're wearing a suit. You're an elected representative. You're like, what? You just lied to them. You just lied to the media. We got to get comment on this. Like we got you on tape saying it's a war. And I was like, well, yes, he's very important. He's the guy in charge. And it was, can I interview? Can I interview? This guy's a traitor to the country because he's lying to American citizens. But no one reacts normally to any of this stuff. No one calls it out. No one calls it out peacefully, politically, like I always say, but really like aggressively. You've got to be aggressive in confronting these people.
Yeah, I mean, this is 100% like unconstitutional. This should be going through Congress. Hopefully Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna do something about it ASAP.
Sure.
You know, those are the only people I really even have faith in trying to do something, because these people, I mean, at this point, you know, I don't want to get too crazy here, but I mean, we're in the constitutional part of like, we should be handling these people, you know, the way the Constitution tells us to handle traitors.
Well, you're not allowed to commit treason. Ultimately, these things are all in service of a foreign power. That's why there need to be actual investigations, actual trials, and then actual convictions. And what happens after that is what happens after that. Always maintain peacefully, legally, non-violently. It's God's lessons are beautiful. Okay. And how did God handle people that, you know, did things like this, you know, that got other people killed? God doesn't like it. God doesn't like it when you hurt children. So like we have laws in the books that reflect that system of justice, but there are people that are kind of signaling the right things. I mean, here's the thing with this and with the Epstein file, it's kind of like free political credibility, right? Because the answer is so obvious. They just right out there in your face. This is illegal. They're covering up for PDF files. They're hiding the names. This is illegal. They're bombing elementary schools. They're illegally initiating with Israel a war of aggression on Iran. The Congress didn't vote for it. On its face, it's illegal. So if you're smart at all, if you're not a complete reptilian man, then you should, even if it's totally self-interest, you should be going after it as hard as you can. And we're seeing that out of the Democrats. So credit where credit's due. I'm going to play this now.
Senate. This is as serious as it gets. This is war and peace. They told us in that room that there are going to be more Americans that are going to die, that they are not in the short run going to be able to stop these drones that are going to continue to fly into the Middle East. We have to have a debate in the United States Senate on an authorization of military force. It will likely fail. It will likely fail, and we shouldn't be voting to proceed to other pieces of legislation until we get a debate on this deeply unpopular, immoral, and illegal war with Iran.
Deeply unpopular, immoral, and illegal. They've told us there are going to be more Americans dead. There are going to be more Americans dead, and we can't stop the drones. Not even the missiles. They can't even stop the drones. Okay, so everyone's saying, situation under control, boy. I tell you what, I was in the National Guard for 2 years. You don't dare talk about things. People have gone through basic training. Fuck you. Like I see a lot. I see a lot of. I don't care. I don't care. You work for us. Like that. That's literally how it works. Like as someone in the military, it's your job to just complete the objective. That's literally. It's you could say just following orders. That's how the armed forces work in every country, right? It's us, the American people. It's more of our responsibility to speak out because it's not our lives on the line. We're paying people to put their lives on the line illegally, right?
You know what's hilarious? I posted this on Instagram the day that that like Giga Chad dude that lost his legs, that got the Medal of Honor. I made a post.
Yes.
I was like, is it really worth losing your legs for a pendant that looks like a pentagram? You know,
Sure.
and like a lot of people like hopped on me like saying like, oh, you're disrespectful to vets and this and that. And I'm just like, I was like, actually, I have more respect for vets because I don't want to see them lose their legs. I don't want to see them
Exactly.
die. I actually have compassion for them and their families
I just
so they don't die. You
I
know?
keep thinking about that scene from Full Metal Jacket where Private Pyle gets caught with the jelly donut, right? And he takes the jelly donut out of the thing, the drill sergeant does, and makes him eat it while the other dudes do push-ups. And he goes, "You're paying. They're paying for it. You eat it." Like that.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So we're not going to eat the jelly donut. We're not just going to sit here in America and be like, "Oh, they're out there fighting and dying for us. That's America, baby." Fuck that. None of them should be dying. Not one drop of American blood is worth this shit. And we got a retard in chat. We have
I saw
a
that.
retard in chat.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
this is Jackson T. Barrett. He says, "Good Lord, waging warfare on ballistic missile launchers and terroristic leadership is the elimination of imminent threats. Trump has 54 more days before he has to worry about authorization vote." How do you feel about the 6 Americans that are dead, man? What about that elementary school that we blew up in our illegal initiation of the war itself? We started this. We started this. It's just missile launchers and targeted strikes. Americans are dead. Americans are dead overseas, and that's what you support. You are a neocon. I don't make the rules. That's what it means to be a neocon.
Send your kids, send your grandkids, whatever.
That's
you
right.
know, send them. If you feel
That's
that you want to fight
100%
for
right.
this,
Send your kids, get your brother, sister to sign up, do anything you can to get over there, man, because that's your opinion. That's your opinion. We're ideologically consistent. We hate this shit. So we're doing a stream to talk about how we hate it, okay? So you can go watch Mark Levin or Ben Shapiro. Or Bibi Netanyahu did an interview with Hannity. Maybe that's more your speed. Have you heard about the nuclear weapon? They're about to have one. They've been about to have one for 30 years, but they're about to have one. Oh, we got it. It's imminent threat to Israel, maybe not to us, but you care. We got to have Americans die for Israel. Is that your position? That is his position. I can't deal with it. And I get crazy engagement off of roasting these people online because you lay out an actual argument as to why they're a neocon. And then people recognize how ridiculous it is. The American opinion is to hate the neocon. That's why Trump was elected, even if he was lying about it. It's not like, and we'll get into the polling. I got polls up. It's like 74+% of Americans are against this. Vast majority of people are against this.
yeah, this is gonna get worse every day. It's gonna get worse every day. It's gonna lose more support every day, and Trump is just basically digging his own grave at this point. Like
He's bombing out.
it's horrible.
You know,
Oh
someone
no,
who's really happy. We know who this is. It's Lady G, Lindsey Graham.
no.
He's
Here we go.
announcing massive new Iran attacks. This is from today at 3:30.
So I've never felt better about how this ends. It's not if they fall, it's when they fall.
And see, that he could be talking about Americans there. I think he is talking about Americans there. That's my opinion of it. He's talking about the Iranians, the mullahs. We got to kill the mullahs and get them out. that could easily be interpreted as, hey, you know, the Americans are going to fall. We're going to fall. We got to fall to kill them. Right? Is that worth it? Sorry to pause it. It's so outrageous. All right, I'll go back to it.
Oh,
It's not us alone. It's us with the region. Europe is now getting into the game. So I want to compliment President Trump for starting something that the world is now gravitating to. This regime.
See, we admit that we started it. We're proud of starting it. Like they just tell you the truth, and then people still support this. You know, you got to make them like Clockwork Orange. Watch the clips. And you got to explain, this is why this is wrong. This is why this is illegal. It's a war of aggression. We're not defending ourselves. This is what you have to understand. It would be one thing if Iran went in there and killed a bunch of our people off the rip. They didn't do that. Okay, what ended up happening is we launched a massive air campaign on them. We killed their pope, basically. We killed their pope, and we blew up an elementary school. So that's how this whole conflict started. And he admits we started it.
Insane. Yeah, it's
absolutely crazy.
Really sick stuff.
Is in his death throes. The amount of firepower coming in the next day or two from us is going to be overwhelming. And when you add to the mix the Arab capability, then it's going to be overwhelming. The demise of this regime is at hand, and the goal is to make sure they can never be a threat like they were before.
Good luck, MIGA. M-I-G-A, I repeat again, not saying the other word, but good luck, MIGA. Let's see how that works out for you. Things have never been better. We're getting ready to drop our bigger bombs. We started it. Hell yeah. Other countries are going to have to follow suit. People of South Carolina, what's going on, man? Every time I get them up here, have we got anybody from South Carolina? We talked about the boomer population. They got a huge boomer population, but even that's not enough of an excuse, man. Like this is a demon that they elect every 4 years.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, the crazy thing that people really need to recognize about this whole entire thing is like the whole entire region is going to come against Iran, right? Because of what's going on. But then you're talking about other allies of Iran are going to come in. When does North Korea step in? When does Pakistan step in? When does even Turkey step in? What if, like, I've been seeing a lot of different things like this could 1000% start World War III. I think people really need to recognize that.
Yeah, well, let's go meta here for a second. Let's talk about it. So you talk about the Gulf countries turning against Iran, and Iran has, hit their bases and hit their cities like Dubai and Bahrain. They've really destroyed those two places specifically. And people would go, why would you do that? Why would you make those countries mad at you? Some of them, like Bahrain, have signaled, tacit support or like slight support for you in the past. Why would you do such a thing? Why would you piss all of them off? The answer is very simple. All of the leaders in the region are leaders that we have basically installed, combined with the British and the Israelis all working together. They live on top of a house of cards, on top of giant cities made by slaves who live right next to their conquerors or their rulers or their owners, right? So by unbalancing the power in the region, by hitting the U.S. bases and making them inoperable, these countries don't have real militaries. Everything they have is bought from us, and they don't even know how to use it. Look at Saudi Arabia fighting the Yemanis. The Yemanis, poorest country in Africa, I believe, or second poorest. The Saudis, very, very rich. They had our jets. They had our planes. They lost that brutally. We had to come in, and we lost too. So you think about the ineptitude of these Gulf state rulers. Really, the only skill they have is long-term negotiation and planning, and they're good at not being like in the room when the conflict happens. But Iran is making it unavoidable for them to get involved. And they either have to get involved 100% supporting Israel, 100% supporting the U.S. That'll make their people hate them even more. People in Bahrain, the streets of Bahrain, they're cheering as the American embassy burns, as the base burns, as all of it burned.
Yeah,
like we're coming up against a real. They said it was one. It was fake. The Islamic Spring or the Arab Spring, I believe it was called. We might have a real one this time.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing in Kuwait. They're like actually like trying to attack the embassy. Marines had to shoot a couple people because they're trying to make a regime change happen in Iran, but I think a regime change is going to happen all over the entire Gulf.
Sure.
People are uprising.
I think it'll happen at least in a couple places. T-Blatt makes an excellent observation. They might move on to Taiwan when we're overextended, but I mean, here's the thing. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? The only reason why is nuclear weapon, right? And people say, the nuke's not fake. The nuke's not real. It's fake. I don't believe that, because America's behavior and Israel's behavior is so insane that if they didn't exist, there would be like giant medieval wars with millions of people. Like that's what would happen. I genuinely believe it's either that, or it really is the reptilians running everything, and they have the space weapon from planet Xenu or whatever. There's something going on that we don't know about, right? Because the situation right now is so unbalanced that you'd be like, yeah, shouldn't World War III already have happened?
So true. So true. I mean, what people like, the thing is with Israel, right, is that their extension is already in the Gulf countries.
Sure.
Like the Saudi Arabians are crypto Jews. They've taken over that area. And if we're talking about an actual jihad war, a Muslim war, this is going to make Muslims of different sects fight against each other as well.
Sure.
But I think that there's more Sunni, right? Which one's is Iran?
Yeah, there's a lot more Sunni than Shia. It's like 80-20.
Yeah.
But that being said, I've seen a lot of reports of unity, over this.
I've seen that too.
I've seen a lot of reports of unity. They all know what this is. They all know what it's about. I believe the Palestinians, I believe they're Sunni, but that doesn't matter to the Iranians, right? The Iranians see that as genocide, which is what it is, and as a humanitarian crisis is what it is. And that's why they're involved in this war. Really, that's what True Promise 2, 3, and 4 have been about. It's been about the Israeli genocide of the Palestinian people. And the hard thing is, when you talk about this with people, especially the more neocon leaning ones, like, they don't understand that causality because they don't consider that mass slaughter of innocents to be a genocide. So, like, how do we even approach people about this war being wrong when they go, the mullahs are evil, Israel's our greatest ally? Well, they killed hundreds of thousands of people, primarily women and children. We support that and gave them the weapons to do that. Iran, the only near peer power in the region to them, has threatened their existence existentially over it. And instead of defeating the evil empire, let's leave it at that, we've decided to help it. And it's up to you to decide who the evil empire is. One nation has nuclear weapons, one nation doesn't. One nation controls our government, one nation doesn't. One nation funds ISIS and Al Qaeda, one nation doesn't. Right?
Yeah. All these proxies that have been in our atmosphere for so long, like you said, ISIS and Al Qaeda. I mean, Al Qaeda actually just came out and said that they're going to be on Israel's side. I don't know if you saw that, but they actually confirmed that they're going to fight for Israel. So that should tell you exactly who those people are. But
sure,
this is like the whole entire 9/11 thing. And I don't want to say this, but I would not take it out of the card deck for something like that to happen, for them to really try to drum up support.
Oh, it's an incredibly dangerous time domestically in the United States of America. I've been going around and kind of just like chilling and stuff, and I've been like, man, this is really stupid. Like I shouldn't necessarily be going to a mall right now. Shouldn't necessarily be going downtown right now. Definitely should never get on a plane right now. I'd say that's a go figure. It might just fall out of the sky because we can't make them anymore, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Also terrorist attacks, all these things. Population
Look what just happened
areas
in Austin. What? Look what just happened in Austin.
Yeah, exactly. And the news is so extreme. I didn't even think to go there. I think 12 people wounded. I think 2 people dead. Right?
I was supposed to go, dude.
You're supposed to go to Buford's?
Yes, for my birthday. My birthday's tomorrow. I was supposed to go there on Saturday. And a dude that actually died, he got taken off of life support yesterday. He was training at 10th Planet for the MMA team. So we lost a 10th Planet soldier.
Are you kidding?
No,
man.
Are you
serious?
No, Jorge Peterson. He got shot. Got taken off of life support yesterday. 30 years old. He was an MMA guy.
Holy shit, man. I had no idea, dude.
Yeah, bro. This really hit home for us, like, and the whole entire thing, like, not to switch tracks here at all, but like,
no. This is it's an angrier world, man. It's everything we're talking about. That's go ahead, man.
Just like the property of Allah shirt, then the guy has an Iranian shirt under it,
sure.
A Quran in his car. This is such a sloppy CIA Mossad
100%
to drum up support.
100%. And it's always, the person did it, and then we know nothing about them after, just like Thomas Crooks and all of it. And they say he was Iranian, but CIA, probably just like this guy. Yeah, they run these operations on people to get the domestic population of America to accept things that should be unacceptable. And it's just the fact of like the way everything's set up and layered, and that sounds like an obvious op to me.
Yeah.
Wow,
you know where he lived?
I didn't know that 10th Planet had lost somebody. That's super sad.
Yeah, you know where he lived, this guy?
Tell me.
Pflugerville.
Really?
Yeah, he had an
Yeah,
apartment
probably
in
5
Belle
minutes from
Valley.
where we are. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's really hits home, man. You know, it's like you just don't expect it. You see it happen in all these other places, but like when it happens in Austin and like I don't know, it really affects me in a different kind of way. You know,
That's really heavy. That's really messed up. I never knew the man, but I feel your pain, and I have pain too because we lost a brother. So it's very heartbreaking that we're living in this society right now, and we don't take care of our own people. We set our own people up in false flag operations and all kinds of stuff. And that's the stuff the government's worried about. That's the stuff the government's focused on. It's not focused on taking care of us. It's not focused on giving us food or giving us health care or giving us roads or giving us a safe society. What they're focused on is making us more angry, more divided, more partisan, more into the different boxes, more into the different camps. And then they send in a wind-up toy like that. He does what he does, and it'll be used to push more death. So we've got to be out here as a voice for peace and say, hey, we got to make something, positive out of this, not negative. We got to speak truth to power.
I love that. I love that. Seriously. That's an amazing point right there. We're completely divided right now. And this is why people need to actually wake up to the atrocities that are going on. This is why this show is so important. And we still have so much more to get into. I didn't want to sidetrack things, but it's like, I just feel like it's very important.
No, we're all good. We got as much time as we need tonight. And it's also, we lost a brother. That's horrific. I didn't know about that. These things are so horrible that when I hear there's a shooting or something, I try not to look at it. Yeah. It's like I've seen enough dead bodies, like it's just, it's really nasty. But I didn't know about that, man. I'm real sorry, and I hope that his friends, his family are able to find peace and know that he's in a better place and that he had a lot of love.
Amen. Totally.
Yeah, wow, that's super heavy. But hey, let's get into Marco Rubio now. We got more neocon warmongers pushing this narrative. And of course, we've got intelligence agencies setting this all up and building the public approval for it, like we just talked about. It's an angrier world, as Klaus Schwab said, or George Soros, excuse me.
But now the other big thing that happened yesterday that we do want to talk about, the question that's in everyone's mind, it kind of should have been in Congress's mind, but it wasn't, which is why did the U.S. attack when it attacked? What was it? And we heard everything from they were building ICBMs. That's what Trump said. Complete false. They were on the verge of nuclear weapons. Absolutely false. The fact that sometimes by accident, the truth comes out. And Rubio basically spilled the beans yesterday. He said U.S. launched the war against Iran because Israel was planning to attack.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here.
Okay, so we knew there was going to be an Israeli attack. We knew that there was going to be an Iranian retaliation. We knew that there were going to be American casualties. So we had to get involved to minimize American casualties. See how that's a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw also, but like all the talks that they were having and all that was just a setup. It was just a smoke screen so we can get our ships
Twice
over
in a
there.
row. They go 2 for 2. They go band for band. They did this last time.
Yeah. That's why Saudi Arabia and all these places are getting hit as well, because Iran is pissed, dude. Like,
yeah, you host negotiations and then know it's bullshit.
Yeah,
Oman. Absolutely. We'll play the rest of the clip.
Answering questions about why we knew that indeed.
We knew the Israelis were about to attack, and if we sat there, we would get attacked in retaliation for the Israeli attack. Now go to the next one, play the whole clip. Here, he said it in several different ways. Here's another way that he said it yesterday in the same press conference. Let's listen to him explain it.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was.
Goyim Go to Heaven is a really good t-shirt.
I love that.
That's a really good t-shirt. We need to get that one made.
Let's do it.
We need to get one. I like the you're not a donkey or an elephant, you're a human being. I like that. I like that too. That's a very simple, powerful message. But yeah, Goyim Go to Heaven. Very true.
Love it.
We'll play the rest of it.
That we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so,
Proactively in a defensive way. Talk about tying yourself up in pretzels. Now, here's one comment about it, Dr. Paul. I never thought that I would be featuring Matt Walsh on the show. I've got a lot of problems with him. He's on the Daily Wire. That's where a lot of the neocons are. But he's actually, I think, nervous. If you put up that next clip, this is Matt Walsh, very right-wing, very, very pro-Trump. Matt Walsh is concerned, he said, about this admission by Rubio. So he's flat out telling us that we're in a war with Iran because Israel forced our hand. This is basically the worst possible thing he could have said. And I think the White House understood yesterday the earthquake of what Rubio said. And that's why White House spokesman Carolyn Levitt, she put out a post, if you go to the next one, no, Marco Rubio didn't claim that Israel dragged Trump into war with Iran. But the thing is, Dr. Paul, we all heard it with our own ears. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, I thought that clip had the reporter coming in too, because that's what we had discussed before. It's like literally reporters like, but you told me.
Yeah.
Like, well, we'll see if we can find that. I want to get through this first batch of clips and then I'll pull more stuff from the Google Doc. As you can see up here on the timeline, we're almost halfway through. We got more Rubio. We comply with the War Powers Act, even though we believe it's unconstitutional. And the thing that's funny to me about this, he's like, well, we told the Gang of 8 in Congress. And it's just like, oh, I know it's not an actual gang. I know it's just 8 important senators or whatever they are. But like, we call the leaders a gang. And it's like, we told them about the war. We told the Gang of 8 about the war. So that makes it legal, right? Yeah, he told us about the war. We're going to give you a pass on it, for 2 to 3 weeks until you figure it out. You got to give us the stock tips, though. That's how this is going to go. You got to know on Polymarket when the French are going to come in and bombard the coast. Okay, we can get the deal done. We can make it better. And it's just like that's. I'm sorry. That's what I see from this.
It's hilarious. It's true.
Yeah, I'm going to go mute and unplay it.
I mean, Congress votes on those. They can if they want. There's mechanisms for it. We've complied with the War Powers Act, even though we believe it's unconstitutional, as has every other administration. Every other president has found the War Powers Act to be unconstitutional. Nonetheless,
there you go.
Yeah, so we've had these presidents since like the year 1973, and we did the Gulf War, we did Iraq, we did Afghanistan, and we did a bunch of smaller conflicts like Libya and Sudan and some shit. But none of that's important because what we're in now, every other president who's committed illegal war crimes would disagree with. They would say we don't have to follow the act either. So we're just operating on a little thing we call historical precedent. And so they're gangsters like that. That's you make up words and like you threaten people. It's like, well, it's an extortion, but we're gonna make it like a donation. Like it's just like, well, okay, all right. It's a limited strike. It's a defensive action. We bombed the elementary school. It's just. It's just like, what the fuck? Right?
It's insane. Yeah, it's like Rubio is probably going to try to run for 2028, and we need to make sure that we crash his system.
Oh,
completely.
dude, they're done. JD Vance, Rubio, it'll be like Jeb Bush in 2016, where he initially had like 28% or whatever, but that's someone, whether it's a Massey or somebody else, they'll come out, you will watch Rubio, and this is my prediction for 2020, for 2028.
Yeah.
This is my prediction. You're going to see Rubio and Vance start off here, and then it's going to go like that. And then they're going to be off the stage by the end of it, or one of them will remain. Maybe it'll be JD, maybe it'll be Rubio. This ain't going to work
at all.
This ain't going to work on the public. I'll play the rest of it.
we notified Gang of 8, which is an appropriate mechanism by which to notify Congress.
I'm sorry. I can't help with the voices. Yeah, we notified the gang. We told the gang what was going to go down, and they gave us a pass on it. They're not really in the position to give us the pass. We've run everything, for the past, 2 or 3 administrations, but, they're willing to play ball, and it's important for the public because the public respects the gang. They've been taught to respect the criminal gang. They've been taught they were legitimate, and we need to, acquire some of that legitimacy.
Sent the notification within 48 hours, the way the law requires. I'm here today to have, my 6th or 7th briefing before the entirety of the House and Senate, which is far more than I ever got.
Maybe it is demonic. Maybe 6-7 is demonic.
Right? It's the
You
spell.
can't make this up. I'll play it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
From any administration in the time that I was here, certainly when I was a member of the Gang of Eight. And so we've over-complied with the law.
He was in it.
I'm so I just I want to do a parody of this. It's kind of funny. I was in the gang, but now I'm in the upper wings of the administration. I'm working with the big boss now. But there was a time when I worked with the little guys, so I can empathize with them in their position. Like that's how they're mobsters.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah, he got made.
What it requires. This is an action by the president to address.
He did get made. That's right. He's in the mafia now. Yeah, it's true.
A real threat. This is hostilities designed to eliminate a threat to the safety and the security of the United States and to our allies. I mean,
Okay, that's what we got there.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Is that cool?
What?
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
All right, be right back.
Go ahead. I have a little fun. Yeah, let me find a good freeze frame here. Yeah. My name is Marco Rubio, and I was a senator from Florida. I'm a lawyer. I want to take over Cuba and Venezuela and stuff. I've always fantasized about that. My family left when Castro came into power because we were profiting off of the abuse of people down there, or so the stories go. But I was just a young, I was a young thug. I was in the Gang of Eight. I ran against DJT, a few years back, a decade back in 2016, and I didn't get the pass that time. I got the pass, when he came and ran in 2024, and I became a part of his administration. We've really been able to murder a lot of people diplomatically. And I've really been impressed by Trump's means of spin. I've really learned a lot. So I'm ready for my 2028 run. I've got all the special interests and the powers behind me. And, I'm going to make a lot of money, have a lot of influence, have my name up there in the big lights like I always wanted. I just wanted to be given a pass. All right. I'm having fun. I apologize. I'm losing my voice a little bit. My name's Marco Rubio. I was once on a debate stage with, John Kasich, that guy, Ben Carson, that sleepy guy. I was up on the stage with Jeb Bush, low energy, very low energy guy. I was up there with Ted Cruz, still doing some work with him. But, that's where I met my big boss. That's where I met, Mr. Donald Trump, and he's the main man. Okay. All right, I got to stop. I know that's probably annoying as fuck for a lot of people. But I like to have fun. I like to do the voices. I like to have a good time. I like to have a fantastic time with you guys when I'm on live. Luke Radowski. I'll wait for Anthony to get back. He's sitting in his chair.
Not that it matters, but two big things. Dan Crenshaw lost, and so did Crockett. James Tallarico won, and whoever Crenshaw was going up against lost.
Jasmine Crockett?
That's what it says. It said
she lost.
It says James Tallarico has won the Texas Democratic primary election for Senate, defeating Rep. Jasmine Crockett, and Dan Crenshaw has been defeated by Steve Toth in the primary, losing by double digits.
Dude, that makes me so happy. Bye-bye, Eye Patch McCain.
Yeah,
ain't that a bellwether, huh?
That's a win for sure.
Yeah, and it's what you talked about earlier at the beginning of the broadcast with the cell phone. Traditionally, you get a guy like that, lost an eye at war. I think he's special forces or something like that. Like new John McCain, infinitely electable, right? You can just milk the story no matter how evil he is. Even if people see a few crazy clips of him on TV wanting death. But everyone having a phone, everyone seeing the memes, everyone knowing who he is, it got him out of office with double digits. And you can't tell me, I was in the spaces right before we went live, actually, like 45 minutes, because I was hopping in the shower and Suleiman gave me the mic. And I was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, we've really been screwed and bamboozled on the right. We're really waking up to it. Like we don't support Trump anymore, largely. And people are like, kid, the elections are all fake. None of them are real. I don't necessarily believe that. I believe there's elements of fraud. I think there's elements of screwing people. I think it's mostly psychological warfare and mostly how they can get you before you get to the poll. I do believe that if you get enough people out there voting for good, positive things, you can affect change. So like this is proof of that. People wanted him gone because it's known that he's a neocon.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, he's definitely a part of like the whole entire problem, right? Like he was definitely going to probably be in a position at some point in a higher place, maybe even run for president, who knows? But he was like their guy, like you said, Eye Patch McCain. So the fact that he lost is like, that's a win in my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Let's get back to news flow. Of course, that was breaking news, and what I have now is a few hours old. So it's not that it's not that it's not important. It's just there's new stuff coming out all the time in regards to this conflict. And that's why for today's broadcast, I really wanted to focus with Anthony on the things that our elected officials are saying, because that's the stuff that's going to be referenced in 20 years, right? And you're going to need to be able to quote all these things for all the people that claimed and pretended that they didn't support it, because they supported it. And that's why I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. I'm bookmarking tweets. I'm bookmarking tweets of people that are pro Iran war and conflict because of things like this. From Luke Rudowski, very good coverage, very good opinions on this whole thing. Got to follow him on Twitter. Luke Rudowski, you're telling me Trump had the option of allowing the Iranians to strike first, which would have justifiably allowed him to respond. He could have had his major PR victory, allied support and all, but chose not to. If that's true, which I don't think it is, it would be the worst PR maneuver ever. And of course it's not true. We just watched the Rubio clip of Rubio saying they were going in. We had to go in. We didn't have a choice. We had to minimize American casualties. Let's watch this. Let's watch Trump lie to us again. Look at the ease at which he does it. That's the real problem. He is a professional bullshitter. A1.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going.
I'm sorry, I pause it all the time. We're the lunatics. They were having negotiations with us. They were talking to the crazy people with the knife. They weren't the crazy people with the knife. We were. It's just always projection.
Yeah. Professional gaslighter.
Yes.
To attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And I didn't want that to happen. We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion.
Okay, people are telling me they're having a hard time hearing the audio. It's just some of the audio is bad. Like some of these clips have bad audio. I apologize. I turned it up to the max. So Trump lies, and then we got Trump disrespecting the dead. He's talking about the dead, and he's like, "Oh, look at my new ballroom is absolutely fantastic." People are saying it. They're saying, "Trump, why did you even start this war? You didn't need it. You could just hang out in the ballroom." I said, "Well, I could hang out in the ballroom and do the war." So we'll watch this now.
See that nice drape? When that comes down right now, you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors because it can't get more beautiful than that. I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold.
I always like gold. And it's just complete disrespect to the fallen. And I challenge anyone to justify this behavior. He don't care. He doesn't care about Americans dying because it's not enough Americans dying to matter. That's the political calculation he's made. That's what his administration believes. It's what his advisors believe. That's what he believes. Okay. He doesn't think enough Americans have died for it to matter. Oh, as long as it's under 1,000, it's okay. We're going to figure it out. And you know what? It's only 6 officially so far. So that's not that big a deal. Right. And it's like, you think you're voting for that? I didn't think I was voting for that. I didn't think he was like that. I thought he cared about human life. Genuinely, I did believe that at one time.
Yeah. I mean, the whole entire ballroom thing is like, I don't know if you've seen the layout, but it's basically the same layout as the third temple.
Oh, how wonderful.
So, yeah.
How wonderful, of course.
Plus, there's a giant bunker under there that they're like rebuilding. It was like the old bunker was under there. So they're rebuilding the bunker. That's why. So there's a giant hole there because they're rebuilding that entire bunker.
Wow. I didn't know that. We'll play the rest of it now.
But I think we can save a lot of money. I just saved curtains. But and it'll be spectacular. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom. I believe it because I built many a ballroom. I believe it's going to be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. And when you hear all that hammering out there, you know why the First Lady is not thrilled exactly. She said, will the pile drivers ever stop? You know, they go from 6 in the morning till 11:30 in the evening. Can you imagine? Here.
And she says, honey, will BB ever stop pile driving you? Will BB ever stop, stealing our marital bed at night? I'm really tired of having BB in the room. I'm really tired of having him have sex with me and you sit in the chair, Trump. I really don't like that. And I said, honey, you don't understand. You don't understand. They have me barbecuing a baby. It's true. They have me using, habanero sauce on it, and we can't have that get out. I mean, it's just... it's not funny anymore. It's funny to make fun of it, but it's so ridiculous, man. I don't even watch this shit anymore because it's just he's an old rotten cutout for this. Look at how he looks so bad.
Yeah, he's a gourd. He's literally like a rotten gourd.
Yeah, the orange golem. Oh,
also, Melania was sex trafficked to him anyway. He met her through Epstein. So
that is the going theory. It's one I've heard a lot. I need to dig into it more, though. Excellent point. And then here we got Trump saying, well, we were going to have a new leader, but we killed all the upper leadership. So we got to look for a new guy.
Do you have someone in mind right now? Because you said all the people you did have in mind have been taken out. What do you?
Well, most of the people we had in mind are dead. So, we had some in mind from that group that is dead. And now we have another group that may be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to know anybody.
Do you have someone in mind right now? Because you said all the people you did have in mind have been taken out. What do you?
Well, most of the people we had in mind are dead. So, we had some in mind from that group that is dead. And now we have another group, they may be dead also, based on reports.
Wow. So it doesn't sound like we have a plan. It doesn't sound like we have an objective. An objective is very important in a war like World War II. What was our objective? Kill Hitler, right? Or eliminate Hitler, beat Nazi Germany. That was the stated objective. World War II, really for us, beating the Japanese. That was what we did in the Pacific theater. The Russians largely were the ones that beat the Nazis, quote unquote. But you look at this now, it's like, well, we killed the supreme leader. What are you going to do? Well, we're going to destroy all their missiles. Well, you're not going to be able to do that. What are you going to do when you run out of missiles? Well, we're going to put boots on the ground Navy, or we're going to put ships in the area. What happens when those ships get sunk and when those troops get killed? Well, full ground invasion. So you look at the sequence of events, and the actions that we've been taking since the first day are not rational. What do you think?
Well, I think the more that we lose bases and Iran is actually hitting their targets and these drones and these missiles are actually doing their thing, I think that the whole entire ground invasion and all that stuff is going to happen a lot faster than anybody even expects, because Trump, the thing about him is he's an egomaniac. He's a megalomaniac. So if he's losing, he's going to, he might drop, a nuke. Like he might drop a Moab. Where did he drop the Moab on Syria? Like for much less. So what do you think he would do? You know what I mean? Like he's an egomaniac, and if he's losing like a lot of these bases, and if Iran is putting on I don't want to like put Iran on a pedestal or anything, but they're fighting a pretty good fight right now.
Well, they have a standing army of like just under 1 million people, half of those being actual fighters, and half of that being support. They have a massive infrastructure. It's a country of 92 million people. It's a big, wealthy nation, even though it's been sanctioned and abused heavily. They have the money to spend on a near peer military. So this is breaking right now, and we played it at the beginning of the broadcast. We didn't play it, just looked at it in their tweets. But we showed this at the beginning of the broadcast, and I was like, I don't know if that's confirmed. I believe it is because I believe DMT, and he's quoted in the New York Times. Douglas McGregor, Colonel McGregor, definitely believe him. At least 50,000 U.S. state troops now assigned to the Iranian conflict. More forces expected to flow into the region. In response to this, and this is, you can see the battle lines being drawn. This is not, a targeted strike. This is war. This is full bloody death war. Breaking 100,000 Iranian troops ready for ground invasion. IRGC ground forces have moved into Mervan, Kurdistan province, Iran, and have told residents to evacuate. We've got more on the Kurds and on the CIA operations there coming up in the Google Doc. But I mean, this is the big one. Every time I go on Twitter to pull something up, I was going to go pull up burning videos of bases because you were talking about that. This drops.
Yeah. I just posted that on Instagram. Literally.
You posted on Instagram?
Yeah. Just literally right now when I went to the bathroom, I just checked too. I was like, I just saw that.
And then I'm just like, I got a retweet. Like basically everything I see, I got a retweet. And we see Dan Crenshaw lose here. That's some good news,
Oh, this guy.
Oh! Iranian Prince Reza Pahlavi claims that he is prepared to die for the freedoms of Iranians while residing in the U.S. That's got to be edited. That's not real.
Oh yeah, it's edited. It's edited. That page
Good
page
grief.
edits pictures.
He
and
looks like
videos.
one of those monkeys, you know, like the ones that kind of look like
Yes.
pale, but they got
The
like
Bonos.
the proboscis monkey.
Yeah.
Dude, what? Whoa. Okay.
Did you see what Trump said about him though today?
He said, yeah, I don't know if he's popular. I don't know if enough guys like him. It is funny.
He shut him down. Everybody's been like putting this guy on the craziest pedestal that he's going to come in. The Shah's taking back over. It's going to be people are water skiing in bikinis. He ain't getting in. He ain't getting in. He's shut down. He got shut down. All that's going to happen in Iran. This is what people need to recognize about this regime that they think they're going to change right away. They're like Russian dolls, right? You kill one, another one's coming. Another one's coming. Another one's. They'll just keep on coming. They'll just keep producing a new Ayatollah. They'll keep on producing a new president, a new leader, a new general. Like this will just keep on happening. This is a huge, huge country. This is not Iraq. This is not Afghanistan. This is a crazy big country with people that are supportive of this regime. Like we've been lied to that the people that we're seeing that are not supportive of this regime are people that live in America. Like they don't live in Iran. Like these women that are out there shaking and dancing and doing the Trump dance. These are women that live in California that have OnlyFans pages.
Yeah, and you know what? It's people that want to go back over there and they want to plunder it. They want to be the new ruling class of the region. They left because they worked with the Shah, a lot of these people, right? And the Shah was a brutal dictator. So we want to act like we know what's right for other countries. Here's the moral of the show tonight. We don't know anything at all. We cannot run America. So if we can't run America, we can't run the other places, okay? We can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. They got to figure their own stuff out. But they need our help. They need our, what are we, a parent with Munchausen by proxy? Like we got to give the kid fake cancer or real cancer. It's like the U.S. is like, I have this nuclear isotope. We're going to make it so your liver explodes so I can take you to the hospital. And like we fixed the thing and the country's lying in a coma like a vegetable for the rest of its life. Can't even get up. Like that's America, man. America's a evil parent with Munchausen by proxy. I want to take a little break. This popped up in my feed. We could literally just scroll my feed all day. Jesse Waters. You want to see some propaganda? You want to watch some real slop?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is warning, brain cell loss alert. We're going to get dumber, but it's you know, some brain cells may suffer casualties, but that's what happens in a war. That's what happens in a war. We'll play it.
Well, we're crushing them. And you're hearing people say, oh, well, the attack wasn't imminent. Why would you wait for an Iranian attack to be imminent so you can justify it to Democrats? These guys were nuking up. Trump's not going to wait around. He had a window, they had a meeting for breakfast, and he took the shot. You can't allow Iran to blackmail the global economy. Look at Little Rocket Man. Look at what he's done in Asia. Imagine a Muslim Little Rocket Man, what he could do in the Middle East. No bueno.
We have a little rocket man in the region. It's called Netanyahu. It's just, they make this stuff for old people, man. My grandparents watch this type of shit. Like seriously, and just because it's on the TV, they'll just turn it on. They'll just play it.
Yeah, my dad just recently retired, and I went over there to just go say what's up, and he was watching it. I'm like, dude, don't get boomer brain from Fox.
Seriously, dude,
it'll
happen. It'll happen too. You know, like I watched a lot of Fox News as a kid, and it definitely had an effect on me. Like you don't want to be consuming this stuff in a non-critical context ever. Really, you really do not. This is like hazmat stuff.
And you'd have a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. Their ballistic missiles can already hit Europe. Couple more years, they're going to be able to hit the east coast of the.
No,
they've been saying that since the 90s. They've been talking about that since the 90s, man. There's a couple more months, just a couple more weeks. Stop the spread like COVID. The same people telling you that bullshit. Unbelievable.
It's like Netanyahu writes all their scripts.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's like I assume the chief writer for each one of these shows is Mossad or IDF. Like they have to be.
For sure.
It's just prerequisite for getting a job.
United States. And China finances the missile program. It is incredibly expensive and dangerous to defend against these missiles. And then you have the terror proxies from Beirut.
It's expensive and dangerous for Israel to defend against these missiles. Why are they making these missiles? Because Israel has committed a genocide in the region for decades. That's why the missiles are being made. The missiles are being made to defend themselves, number one, because they fear an Israeli invasion or attack like the one that we just saw twice in a row, 12-day war, and now this one. And they fear for the Palestinian people. That's why they make the missiles.
Yeah.
To Baghdad, we all know how that.
I just want to say breaking news: South Korea's stock market falls over -8% and triggers a circuit breaker. So the world's falling. Yeah, the world's falling into chaos right now.
Yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and I'm going to get this ready. This ties into that. Give that announcement more time. We're going to give more global meltdown news. This is new as well. This isn't as new. This is in the past 3 hours. The Serbian president says if the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blockaded, Europe will collapse.
Yeah, and they just blew up another ship in the Strait of Hormuz that just came out.
We gotta get that. If you will you DM that to me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, DM that to me. We'll get that up there. But
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and then I'm gonna get into some of the stuff I had in the Google Doc about the Kurds, because it looks like that's where the battle lines are being drawn up in that region.
Dozvolili na pumpama, ali vi morate da znate da stvari nisu normalne. Razgovor sa Gvidom Krozetom.
How do you do this and not do captions? How do you do this and not do captions? I believe Suleiman's caption, but come on, it's easy now. Like not Facebook, maybe Facebook does too. Instagram has this thing now where it'll automatically dub you in another language. Twitter's got to up their game in that regard. Justin, president of Serbia, says oil prices due to closure of Strait of Hormuz will destroy Europe. If the situation in the Strait of Hormuz continues like this, we will all experience hell in Europe in the truest sense of the word. That's shockingly strong language. What is vital and decisive for the people is the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. It is very important that China, as Iran's true friend, insists that Iran keep the Strait of Hormuz open, because otherwise the price of oil will destroy us all. That's not political language. That's real talk.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that. I lost it.
No, you're all good.
Oh, here it
You're
is.
all good.
Send it to you right now.
Agent Phil says 90 days until our economy crashes. Hope that's not true, but it might be true.
Well, South Korea just
Vincent says Iran starting to love its drugs. It loves its drugs. Fox News is going to be bankrupt when the left-right scam falls apart. Yeah, should play. Okay, yeah, I'll play the Greg Reese thing. T-Blet, if you'll repost it, I'll go to your account and I'll watch it if you tell me that you have it commented. But we're going to go to the thing. Anthony, did you send that to me?
Yes, I did. It's in your
Okay,
DMs.
we're going to go to that now. 1 second. I got my clips a little messed up. I
sent you two.
It's just so hard with so many tabs. It's very difficult. Fucking cat turd. Cat turd. I open things to go to your message, Anthony, and I start bookmarking because it's just every 5 seconds it's something insane.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
And the IRGC continues to claim that over 650 military personnel have been killed. Of course, the U.S. denies that. I'm going to play this really quick, and then I'm going to go to your message. I'm going to get it ready now. So we got the 1-2 punch here. Let's see here. Get Jesse Waters off my screen. Get him going for good. All right. Is it the breaking that you just sent me? What
I sent you a couple.
Okay. Let me know. What order do you want to get to these in?
Probably do the Strait of the Hormuz one, which was the second one in the middle, and then do the next one, the Mariana Fall one.
All right, that sounds good. Give me just 30 more seconds here. Thank you all for being with us here tonight. Conspiracy Talks is a show that me and Anthony do every Tuesday. Of course, I'm live every day. I'm doing Career Talks with me and Tim Tompkins on Thursday and Sunday. I also just go live every day. Usually some days I take breaks. It's whatever. It's fun. I'm always here doing coverage. I'm always going to be a home for you guys in the evening. If you want to join us live, feel free to do so. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, especially when I'm either with Anthony or I'm with Tim. Okay. And one more. I appreciate all of y'all being here with me tonight, being here with Anthony tonight. What's your Twitter handle real quick? Go ahead and tell them what your Twitter handle is.
It's Graffinati19.
Awesome. Yeah. We're gonna get a new graphic made. I'm gonna get your name in the bottom too, right next to mine. So we'll just go ahead and clear all that up.
Awesome.
I want to make sure people are able to find you. You sell phenomenal beef tallow. You're a phenomenal informational resource. You're a thinker and a questioner and a noticer of things. I think people really enjoy what you've got going on your different social media pages. So you're going to want to follow Graffinati 19. Is that what it is?
Yep, that's on X. And then if you have an Instagram, it's Anthony_Graffio 777. I do a lot more posting on Instagram. I have a bigger following on there.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to what you had asked me to go to here. I can figure it out. Okay. Breaking: Iran has hit another ship with a missile drone that was trying to cross the Strait of Hormuz. The ship was 7 nautical miles east of Fujairah, UAE, United Arab Emirates. Everyone on the ship is safe. This is at least the 11th ship hit by Iran since Sunday.
Crazy.
Wow. And then we got Iran just took out America's billion-dollar eye in the Middle East. Satellite imagery has confirmed what Iranian channels claimed for days. A drone or projectile successfully struck and significantly damaged the U.S. Space Force's AN-9 FPS-132 ballistic missile early warning radar in Qatar. This is a $1.1 billion system. You know, they came out and they lied. The mainstream media, they came out and they lied. They said it was 1.3 billion. It was only $1 billion. It's not that big a deal. Like that, but that's the kind of logic, right? It's limited strike. It's only a few Americans dead. So, it's only $1 billion. It could have been 10. Of course, it was 10 with the missiles and the jets and all of it. It's just we go along the dance and we dance and we have a good time. We play musical chairs with no music, and we say, if you say, "Hey, there's no music," we kill you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the philosophy. Its sole purpose is detecting incoming ballistic missiles before they reach American forces and allies across the region. A Shaheed that cost less than a used car just blinded one of the most critical. So $20,000 to take out a $1.1 billion radar.
Yeah. It's not even about the money though. Like, it's not even about the money, because like this really gives Iran the capability to really start hitting targets. I mean, if they can't see what's coming, you know, if they're taking out all of their radar systems, I think they took out like 2 or 3 radar systems now. I mean, that really blinds all these countries from these missiles coming and these drones coming.
No, 100%. And it's also just like the symbolic loss also really matters and is very important. Metaphysics are very important, okay? And that's why with the self-fulfilling prophecy, everything they do, it's why with the way they behave, the word rituals that they do, none of it is on accident, okay? Because this is how you move power in the world. This is how you use weird, ugly, forbidden, ultimately sympathetic magic to do things. And that's what these bases are. They're sympathetic magic in the region. They're a symbol of America. They're a symbol of our oppression. They're a symbol of our authority. They're a symbol of our murder and our ability to do murder well. And as those things are being eliminated, set on fire, destroyed by Iran, the image starts to shake and the projector starts to fade. And then when you look behind the curtain, it's a little man. It's Israel. It's not America. The big projection isn't real. It's Israel.
Yeah, it's Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Metaphysics. Archetypes are very important. And there's nothing new. Okay, they're not figuring out, new modes of existence. These are very old patterns of behavior that work. And that's why they've been chosen. So very important thing to get into. And then, of course, what you were talking about with the South Korean stock market falls over 8% and triggers a circuit breaker. Ooh, yeah. It's coming, man.
That's bad.
Little tremors. I was seeing something about Japan because of the energy crisis. If they can't get oil, they have to dump our bonds. They have no choice.
It's not good.
They have a 250% debt to GDP ratio. They are balanced on the edge of a knife.
Collapse is coming, man. Seems like
and that's the thing is like when a few of these pillars get taken out, the last remaining pillars of that Western financial system, we don't have another nation or a group of nations like the EU or like these Asiatic countries like South Korea or Japan. Like that's them taking the emperor's underwear off, and there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on at all.
Yeah, it's a great analogy.
Yeah. We do a lot of analogies on the show. It's a good way to explain things to people, use basic metaphysical concepts of archetype and emotion to explain what's going on, because this is all very base humanity. This is very low stuff. This is very parasitic stuff ultimately. But I'm going to get a few things prepped here. If you'll talk for a little bit, I'm going to get the next round of clips up.
Yeah, I don't want to cause conflict in the chat, but this Jackson T. Barrett guy, it's like, what do you want from this? You want more Americans to die? You want to lose billions to trillions of dollars? You want absolute world collapsing things to happen? I don't get it. Is it just that you like can't admit that Trump lied to you? I really want to get in the head of somebody that's still MAGA at this point and is a neocon.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man. I think a lot of it comes from like arrogance and not wanting to be wrong and thinking that you're smart. And like the real thing to do if you're a smart person is to not say that you're intelligent. And when you're like, no, I know better my positions, and then you don't make an argument, it's just insults, then it just kind of shows where you're at. Right.
For sure. I just don't get it. It's like, what do you want? Do you want more Americans to die? Do you want a ground war in Iran that is not winnable? Do you want to keep on losing money? Do you want the world to collapse? I was promised a golden age. I was told that there's going to be tallow flowing from the sky and the Avengers, our president is going to be against wars. We're going to have flying cars. We're in another war. This is Bush all over again. So I don't understand how these people can actually get behind this. It's perplexing. Honestly, it's perplexing to me.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing, though. I think it's a psyop. I think the vast majority of the American public actually agrees with us. Like, what's the runtime on this?
This guy is a smooth brain. We will make Iran pay reparations after we take the Persian Gulf coast away from them. You're out of your mind.
Be a joke.
You're a troll,
that cannot
bro.
be real.
Yeah, you're a troll.
That's beyond parody. But I guess, hey, the government's beyond parody, so maybe it is real.
Room temperature IQ. Seriously.
That's a wild opinion, Jackson. I can't say that I agree with you
at all. Not even close. We couldn't even.
We're doing a whole show for Jackson trying to change his mind tonight, among other people. And that's the thing is like the show's not a circle jerk. We want people that disagree, but ultimately, how can you disagree with the facts? Like how can you do it? How can you disagree with the facts? All right, I'm getting the second half of clips up here. I got so much stuff.
Take your time. I mean, really though, it's like we never really even won a war. Like when it comes to the Middle East, we didn't win those wars. We did not win those wars. I mean, there is still we put a sock puppet in, and sure, we destabilized the region and messed up a lot of things, but we never won. We can't say that we actually won those things, because if we won, then we wouldn't have to keep on staying in these places. We wouldn't have to have our soldiers. We wouldn't have to build bases there. It would be, okay, we gave them a regime change. Everything's good. We're going to go fuck off and go home. It never was that. We've been in the region for how long? 20 years, longer. So it's like, how can you say that, oh, we're just going to go and make Iran pay reparations? We couldn't even beat Iraq or Afghanistan.
Sure.
It's like, do you understand?
We helped Iraq try to take over Iran. We had their army and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, we're using the Kurds again.
Yeah, literally.
The Kurds are like an abused.
That's actually.
What is it?
No, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
No. You're good.
Screen here, trying to get things clipped.
The Kurds are like an abused girlfriend, like that just keeps on going back to their boyfriend that beats them.
Sure. All right, I got a good presentation here. We're going to jump around a little bit.
Okay.
New Trump approval rating sinks to 38%, with 58% disapproving economists. 407 days into Donald Trump's term. The president's net approval rating is minus 19, down 0.6 points since last week. 38% approve, 58% disapprove, 4 not sure. I think as information goes up, that number will fall to 30. I do believe that.
I totally agree. Yeah, I think he's going to lose more and more support every single day. Oh my gosh, Jackson, you're out of your mind. Trump will backstab Netanyahu and Adelson. Okay.
How's that working out? Let's bring up Netanyahu. Let's watch our boss. He's the good guy. That's what he says, by the way. Our real president, mein Führer, Bibi Netanyahu. Mein Führer.
Freedom is precious, but it has to be protected, and we have to understand that we're fighting here. We're fighting here the bad guys. We're the good guys. These people massacred their own people. Imagine what they would do. These people would chant death to America if they had the ballistic missiles and the nuclear warheads to deliver to every American city.
What if? Well, let me tell you something, Miga. You got the missiles. You got the nukes. You got the fucking Samson option. what if they have the missiles to hit America? You do not. It's kind of Russian. I can't do. It's the Israeli accent is it's weird because it's flat and it's down, but it's not like this. It's not the Russian. It's not the Eastern European. It sounds kind of like Elon, but more Croatian. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sorry to pause it here halfway through. I don't care about him saying we're the good guys, whatever. I wanted to jump to this because it's very key. So everyone always says that Israel's our strongest ally, that we have to support them, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, be very dangerous. You know who's threatened to use nukes before? The Israelis have threatened to use nukes. During the Yom Kippur War, they weren't getting the arms shipments that they wanted, so they threatened to preemptively use a nuclear weapon. We're about to watch. This man spent 30 years in a U.S. prison for treason. Pardoned by Trump, flies to Israel after being pardoned, kisses the ground at Netanyahu's feet on the tarmac. Now, I wish I was joking. Have you seen that video?
Of course.
Okay,
course.
perfect. All right.
Biggest traitor
that's
ever.
What I love. You're up to speed.
Yeah.
We'll play it now.
Well, I think also our leaders have had their necks in a vice grip by other countries who.
Okay, let me give you an example of that. I was criticized very heavily for opposing the ceasefire, the American imposed ceasefire in Lebanon on us. And I was told by certain people in the government, look, we didn't have choice because we were being threatened with a complete cutoff of arms. So I listened to this, and the individual telling me this said, you don't believe this or what? I said, well, I believe that the Biden administration, as I called it, did threaten us. But I said, you're mistaken if you think there's never a choice. There was a choice. He said, well, what? Is it to have our weapons cut off? I said, no, let me bring you back to October 1973 during the Yom Kippur War, when Henry Kissinger instituted an arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions from us. And what happened? What happened was an A-4 Skyhawk was parked at Tel Nof Air Base with some interesting weapons under its wings. And we told the Americans, take your eye in the sky and take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway. And the next day, the airlift started. So the guy that I was talking...
Which airlift?
To Israel. The arms airlift.
So in other words, we threatened their...
We threatened to use unconventional weapons. I'll leave it at that.
So we all know what they're talking about, and they like to play cutesy, like to say, "Well, we've never announced that we actually have them. We know that they have them. We know that they have hundreds. In fact, okay, it's been disclosed quite a few times. Actually, they like to talk about it. Like him, he's letting it slip out right here. He says, "Well, we weren't getting the arms shipments that we wanted, so put the jet on the runway, strapped the unconventional weapon underneath there, and then told the Americans with their eye in the sky, their satellite, to look at it. And the Americans did look at it, and they're like, "Whoa, we got a nuke on there." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna use it if you don't obey." Goy. And then they start sending the fucking weapons the next day.
Yeah, they're a mafia, man. You want to talk about a mafia?
Yes.
They're the mafia.
Yeah, and there's nothing. It's legitimate. Trump's figuring it out. 3D chess. Blah blah. They own our government. They threaten our government. They own our government 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, if Trump is anything, which he's not, he would have just called Kim Jong-un and handled this problem.
It's funny, but it's true. It's true. It's true.
Just drop it on them first.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's watch another friendly threat from our greatest ally, and this is an ex-Mossad chief. Let's watch.
Yossi
This
Cohen.
is a friend. You understand?
Yeah, Yossi Cohen.
This is what the neocons would have you believe. This is an ally.
I hate this guy.
Did you see any surprises in Gaza?
Surprises?
Yeah.
You mean intelligence surprises?
Pages, walkie-talkies. Do you know how many treated equipment do we have in these countries? You don't. I do.
You mean you mean booby-trapped equipment?
Not only booby-trapped.
And spying.
Manipulated equipment.
All right, booby traps are illegal. You're not allowed to do that. It's a war crime. You're because of people unintentional casualties and people getting hurt. It's illegal, just like you're not allowed to use energy or food or water as a weapon, which is something they've done many times in Gaza. And they're just like, yeah, we commit crimes. We are these chosen people. We run the world. And you sit on a podcast and talk about, oh, not only booby trap, but manipulated items as well. They're criminals. They're open criminals. They're breaking international law, which everyone's like, oh, you care about international law, you liberal. I do, actually. I do care about international law. You know who else cares about international law? Russia. Russia's a lot more legitimate of a state than we are right now. I don't think that's a bold statement to make at all.
Not
really
even close. Yeah, not even close.
We'll play the rest of it.
All right. In which countries are you talking about?
All the countries that you can imagine.
And not Gaza?
Not Gaza. Not
Nothing in
enough.
Gaza at all.
Did you see that? If we had it, I mean, we knew something about them coming. Something, right?
So he's lying right there. He knows about, and you can tell. And here's the thing: even if you're super talented, Mr. Mossad agent, CIA, whatever, he know. Look at the body language here. Look at the nervous eyes. He knew about October 7th. He was aware of it. That's my opinion, pure speculation, of course. Watch these people. And remember, the nearest helicopter base is 8 minutes away from the border when this started happening, okay? And Ivan Ranklin, Green Beret on my dad's show, said if they were there, if it was the American military and they used the same exact equipment, we sold it to him, he would be in that Black Hawk and he would be pumping lead out the side of it in 10 minutes. Stand down for over 8 hours, okay? All by design to engineer the invasion of Gaza and the eventual continuation and expansion of the genocide. So watch him lie about it. That's my opinion, not a fact, not a statement of fact, speculation. Watch him lie about it, in my view.
I mean, we knew something about them coming. Something, right? Would have sold them everything. Just everything. I mean, you can't imagine the quantity when I have invented that method. That was in 2002 to 2004.
The pager method.
This guy literally is like, metaphysically, he's in like an ocean of blood. He's just floating around in a giant blood bubble. This guy is responsible for the deaths of thousands and thousands of people and the maimings of the same amount of people as well. It's crazy. They just go on a podcast. There's like, oh, yes, we invented the weapon and we use it. And I'm the inventor. I'm very proud of it. And it's just like, well, you're not normal, bro. Like, you're not supposed to be proud of killing people.
Satanist.
Wow.
Satanist, man.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And you got to remember, it's not, this ain't a military conflict. I got the gun. I shot him with the gun. I killed 50 men. I'm a Vietnamese veteran. It's not that. It's not, you can say that's bravado. That's crazy. But hey, the man did the thing. He won the war. He was a soldier. He fought. These people, they make booby trap bombs, which are illegal. And then they slip them into the supply chain of a country. And then, you know, little Mahmoud, the little 11, 12-year-old kid, holds the pager up to his face because it's beeping. That's what you support? And everyone's like, that's fine. That's tough. That's America. I don't want you in my country then.
Yeah,
that's my view.
Agreed. No, I'm fully with you on that. And another thing that's important that people really need to recognize is that Hamas was created by Israel. They were literally there to fight the PLO. Like they're their monster. Yeah,
they needed a foil. They needed an enemy. It's all a stage, man. It's all a stage. We'll play the rest of it.
The manipulated equipment method. Okay, we have already used it. Manipulated equipment in Second Lebanon War. Some of the elements were speaking to us.
How did you use it?
Want a glass of water?
We can get some brandy.
He
can tell you, but he didn't.
I know it's an early morning in London. I mean, I don't think that is the case. But how did we do it? I tell you.
Disgusting.
I need to watch that full podcast episode. There's probably some gems in there.
It's just rage bait, though.
You've seen him, though, right? Yeah, I know, but still, there's a lot, especially when someone's trying to be funny and someone's trying to like lord over or mock or make light of their evil. Especially there, you can find the truth.
Yeah, Yossi Cohen. I hate this guy. Known about him for a long time.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Let's see what we got.
Dog shit.
I figure you might like this.
It's amazing.
I kind of like this a lot. It's pretty.
That's a great shirt, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, here's the thing. Here's the thing about t-shirts, right? We all know someone that has a t-shirt printing business, and we love our friends. We support our friends. It's very hard to do that with like high quality shirts and stuff at volume and still make a profit. we need to figure it out because we got to make some t-shirts, man.
Agreed. Curtis has
We
a
gotta find
has
someone
a
that's good at
press.
it that knows. You know, you gotta be a talented t-shirt guy. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know some people.
Curtis has one at the gym.
Oh, sick! There
They
we go.
pump shirts out all day. Yeah,
dude, we gotta do some prints, man. But I mean, look at that. I mean,
amazing.
This is what's going on, guys. This is America.
Is the glyphosate in there though? They need to add that.
Ooh, is the glyphosate? We gotta have that going in the brain as well. Mercury, that's a bit outdated. That's a bit 2000s. We gotta have glyphosate. Been using more millions of pounds of that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, we gotta save that for later. We gotta say, all right. Do we do funny first and then serious? We do serious and then funny. I think we do funny and serious.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. This is real. In India, people have started worshiping Netanyahu as a god, claiming it will protect him and ensure his safety. So we want confirmation that Netanyahu is a demon. We have confirmation. This is who you're arguing with online.
Yeah.
when they're talking about pro-war. That's why I wanted to play it. Like this is who you're arguing with online.
Literally every Zionist page is like a Jeet.
That's crazy. That's insane. It's just it's wild that they worship him, you know, because like he's very evil, but I guess he's a friend of India, and India never expelled any Jewish people, so that they get along. Very interesting stuff, just very morbid. And then we got, you know, all right. Get prepared. Viewer discretion is advised. Nothing graphic or explicit. It's a lot to deal with. Okay, this guy's a lot to deal with. Okay, but this is what the 6 American soldiers that are dead. R.I.P. Rip Bozo. That's what this guy says. Thank you for allowing me to have gay sex in Tel Aviv. So, and I'm not being rude to the fallen. You're being rude to the fallen if you don't support ending this war. So.
When you're a power gay in Rehoboth, you get a special tour of the bombed out buildings of the missile attack last night with your sexy IDF soldier friend. What's your name? Stop. We know. Stav Cohen, IDF's finest.
The other clip was too much and too graphic, and I didn't want to play it because they're in the bunker and they're all like shirtless and like dancing on each other. This is what you're dying for. This is what Zog is. This is what Zionist occupied government means. Okay. It means that American boys and girls, American men and women die so that the liberal democracy of Israel, which commits a genocide so that people can have gay sex. They go, in Iran, you can't have gay sex. In Israel, you can. So we got to support Israel. Really? Really?
Yeah. Tel Aviv is like the most gay place in the world. Like it's actually like registered as like the most homosexuals live in Tel Aviv.
Interesting. Damn, dude.
We walk among the ruins and the broken glass of last night's missile attack. What do you think, Stav? Are you scared?
No, sir.
No, sir. And
I've had enough.
I can't do it. Yeah.
I can't take it anymore. But that's the end result of this.
For sure.
That's the end. See, you got cause, and then you got effect, and then you got cause, and then you got effect. But let's see what else we got. We got the worship of the Netanyahu by the Indians. All right, getting back into the serious topic, we discussed this. Hopefully, do I still have it open? Give me 1 second. Do I still have it open? Okay, I think I closed it out. But let me go to Suleiman's page really quick. I just want to do side-by-side presentation for people. Where have you been getting your news during this time period?
Suleiman, Brian's Breaking, Jackson Hinkle. I've been following a lot of like the Iranian pages because they, you know, actually post some good stuff. Silent Stirs is pretty good. Junior's pretty good. Also, I have a friend that lives in Dubai, and he's been like walking around like showing Dubai I mean, he's kind of on the other side of things, not like for Israel, but like saying like, oh, Dubai's so safe right now. And, you know,
Well, that's what they're all saying. I didn't even get to that. Tate is like walking around on some paid marketing campaign, be like, Dubai is a fine place to visit, and there's nothing wrong with Dubai. If you say there's something wrong, you're a pussy, and you should not be allowed re-entry. And it's like,
Yes.
well, I mean, like maybe there's some financial incentive in all this. Maybe, you know, the sheiks are like, listen, all right, we want people to keep coming here. We want models to poop on, okay? And if the models don't think it's safe to come here, then we won't get to doo-doo on them for 100 grand. So you gotta take, you got to return to your roots. You got to make sure they're able to come over here. And Tate's like, I'll make a deal with you for sure. So,
yeah.
Sorry, guys. Having fun. Getting back to serious news. Breaking 10,000 Iranian troops ready for ground invasion. IRGC ground forces have moved into Mardavan, Kurdistan province, Iran, and have told residents to evacuate.
Yeah.
So we got that.
Ground war.
And then we got this from yesterday. U.S. pushes armed uprising in Iran. Ground invasion within days. Thousands of Kurdish volunteers. What do you remember about the Kurds?
They're just used and abused, honestly. They're used and abused. They've been used so many times. I mean, didn't we get into the war with Saddam Hussein because we were gassing the Kurds, or they were gassing the Kurds?
Yeah, well, look, that's our entry point into the region, and the other entry point is where Kuwait is, which is down here. So you can kind of see this fork that we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's not going to work at all.
No.
The Kurds are going to
it's
get
not.
smacked by the Iranians. It's like not even the same kind of fighting styles. You know, this is the thing about what people need to really know about the IRGC and the Iranian army is like these people have been preparing for this moment for a long time. That's why they have the missiles systems that they do. That's why they have the drone capability to just keep on making these Shahed drones, and their ground war game is going to be impeccable when it comes to their terrain that they've been practicing on.
They're also they're not afraid. They're happy to go fight. We killed their pope.
Yeah,
we killed we killed their pope. Imagine how people in Italy would feel if you killed their pope, even if they weren't Catholic.
Yeah, it'd be bad. It'd be really bad.
Yeah, be really bad. But we'll play this Kiriakou clip. Damn it. Okay, I do have a lot. Okay.
Times, CNN, the Wall Street Journal. I looked at them all last night, and they're all saying, "Oh my God, it's murder in the streets in Iran. Oh my God, this human rights organization is saying, 172 dead." Okay, that human rights organization is based in London, and it's funded by the Israelis and Iranians in exile. And then, oh my God, there's this other human rights organization that's saying 500 dead. Yeah, that one's in Washington, and they take money from the CIA. So you can't.
So there's no reliable information.
There's no reliable information. Now, are people being killed in Iran? Absolutely, yes. But think of this too. Do we know that these people aren't being killed by Israeli-backed protesters? Because the Israelis have been bragging over the weekend that they're the ones backing the protesters.
And I've seen videos of RGC just standing there in the street, and then like 50 people will roll up, and like 50 people can kill 2 people really quickly, like in a matter of like 30 seconds. They can like they're off the face of the earth, right? And I've seen multiple videos of this. And to talk about it, like the claim that we've seen over and over again is Iran has killed 30,000 protesters. I have asked every single post I've seen that I comment under it, and I go like, "Where is the source, please?" And I'm not the "where is the source" guy, but if you make a claim about death, you have to show the source immediately. And it's just like, well, we say so. And it's like, well, the group's saying so. It's like Kiriakou said, they're paid by the CIA.
Yeah, it's the beheaded babies thing during October 7th. When they
That's
said
right,
that,
or the baby in incubator in Iraq.
Yes.
Oh, they took the baby out of the incubator and threw it on the floor. And it's like, well, that lady who said that, member of the royal family, she lied under oath.
Yes. Yeah. I have to pee again, though.
100%.
Sorry, bro. I have a small bladder when I drink water like this.
No,
I'll be right back.
you're okay. You're okay. I'll wait until you get back to play the clip out. I'll talk to
Okay, I'll be quick.
live chat. You're good. Okay. Civil war is a war on principle. Operation Epic Fury has no off-ramp. We gave a lot of stockpile to Ukraine. Exactly. We've been at war for years, and it's so insane. I guess that's why Trump said, and we showed the tweet earlier, maybe I'll pull it back up here again. It's just so hard to have infinite tabs. And Trump says, we have, Anthony's at the bathroom. I'll go ahead and pull it up. I will go ahead and pull it up for you because I love you, Parkway. You are my favorite person in the world. I love Parkway. Parkway is the best. Parkway is so cool. Okay, let me find it. You are cool, Parkway. Thank you for that. That's an excellent comment. Where is it? I retweeted it. I know I did. Forever War. Oh, I have it in the Google Doc. That's where I got it at. I know I had it. Okay. And this is why it's like so important. You got to save your sources, guys, when you say something. It's vital. Absolutely vital. See where it's at. Move that there. Go ahead and go here. Yeah, so I guess that's why Trump says we can be at war forever. And Trump said again, the United States munition stockpiles have at the medium and upper medium grade never been higher or better. As it was stated to me today, we have a virtually unlimited supply of these weapons. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully. Just agreeing with the commenter here, talking about Epic Fury having no off-ramp. And just saying that we've been at war for years. It's very obvious and open. We've been at war for years. And of course the stockpiles are degraded. So of course he's lying about that. And the only people say I'm sensationalist when I say this, there's going to have to be ground forces, whether it's Kurdish ground forces, whether it's Europeans, whether it's other people getting involved in the region, IDF. I don't know how it works out, but they're going to lose the bombing campaign and they're going to lose it based off numbers. You know what? We'll play that Kiriakou clip out. You're back now on audio, right? You got it?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, let me play you the proof of everything that I just said. I'm going to play you the proof because that's the thing. I always back it up with a source. You get, what's your source for that? You don't know the truth. Right out of the Secretary of State's mouth. They outproduce us. It's why we had to attack.
They are producing, by some estimates, over 100 of these missiles a month. Compare that to the 6 or 7 interceptors that can be built a month. They can build 100 of these a month, not to mention the thousands of one-way attack drones that they also...
Jackson says you have no idea of what our real stockpile of weapons numbers are. Well, I mean, are we not supposed to believe the Secretary of State? So I guess Trump's telling the truth when he says we have infinite weapons, infinite trucks of money. I'm sorry, I don't believe you, bro. It's not how logistics and manufacturing work. We have a system, our military system is a lot like our healthcare system, where we pay the most into the world into it, and we do a lot of really cool R&D that other people steal, and we get a very mediocre result. That's the American military. That's the American healthcare system. That's the American government. At the end of the day, that's how our country works and functions. So I don't know what the issue is, man. I guess, hey, you just believe the dear leader. Now, that's a very fun way to live life. You just believe dear leader Trump, and he's the great one, and we have infinite weapons. I'll go ahead and play out the Kiriakou clip now.
Yeah, I just want to say real fast before you do
Sure.
that. When these Gulf bases are getting rocked like that, it's a lot harder for us to launch missiles as well. So we have to really rely on our Air Force and our Navy. And the Navy sending missiles, yes, it's good. Like we're sending cruise missiles and whatnot, but the hyper ballistic missiles that Iran uses, the hypersonics, it's like a different capability, you know, and they're just banging these things out.
We don't have hypersonic glide bombs. They have plenty of them. And they have
so
cheap
many
ones too.
Yeah, so many. They're just like, they have a stockpile of them. You know, Iran even came out and said, like, we haven't even played with our new toys yet. Like, we're playing with our old shit. We're just like, we haven't even broken into the good stuff yet. So, and like you said before too, the ships will get sunk.
Says 40 trillion in debt is all we know for sure. I think that's
hilarious. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
100%. We'll play the rest of the clip.
And I'll add another thing that literally no one is reporting. Protesters set on fire 48 fire engines in Tehran. 48 fire engines so that they cannot respond to fires. Why? Because it's the Israeli-backed protesters setting shit on fire. And this is just to make it worse.
Now, the thing is, okay, so for people who are listening and are thinking, okay, John's being conspiratorial and blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget that we know that Iran is riddled with people on the Mossad payroll because of the fact that, like, they provided the targeting information for the Israeli-U.S. military attacks against atomic scientists and military sites in Iran recently, right? We know that. We talked about here on the show before any of these protests started about how Iran has a serious Israel problem in terms of infiltration. So I just want to, provide a little context there.
Yeah, I think my point here is to remind everybody that there are two sides to a story. Right. And we're only getting the Israeli side.
Right.
The Israelis are backing Reza Pahlavi. The Israelis are backing these so-called human rights organizations. The Israelis are the ones demanding that U.S. policy be that Iran doesn't have any missiles. So we just have to be very careful.
Yeah, and an excellent resource, excellent breakdown there from John Kiriakou.
The propaganda is strong right now,
stuff.
dude. The propaganda is strong right now. Like he was literally spitting facts. Like we're only getting the side from the Israelis. He also didn't mention that. My bad. He also didn't mention the fact that they were breaking into police stations and stealing guns. Like. What would happen if they did that in Austin, bro? If they started breaking into police stations and stealing guns, what do you think would happen?
Sure, exactly. But they see, because we declare them moral, that makes them moral, just like the Mujahideen, just like the people that became Al Qaeda and ISIS. We said they were good. We said that they were freedom fighters. So Osama bin Laden was a freedom fighter, you see. And then, we switch up. And then we also do vice versa, where we capture Al Qaeda leader, we put him in jail for 5 years, we waterboard him, torture him, brainwash him, teach him English, and then he's the president of Syria.
It's funny, but it's real. It's comedy.
That's why you got to be good at laying out, just like do. Like, this is the situation. Because if you're one of those people, and a lot of people are like this, a lot of people are a lot smarter than you. They're like, I'm actually, according to the statistics and the probability of case 2 in this situation, international law requires. When you're like that, instead of being like, they are illegally killing everybody, they're doing it with our money, our weapons, and they have nuclear weapons, and the only people resisting them we're trying to do a color revolution on. Like, you just got to be able to go like, bam, just like that. Because then they can't argue with like the 5 or 6 logical arguments you make in the span of like 10 seconds. If you try to make one logical argument, the old saying is you don't play in the dirt with the pig, because you get dirty and the pig enjoys it. That's some butchering of the saying. That's what it is to argue with a lot of these people. Because they either know that they're wrong or they're proud of being like a serf in the regime.
For sure. Yeah. Great point.
Yeah. Let's just look at some of these, man. Look at this. I'm sorry I don't have better war footage, guys. I wanted to focus on causality today. Oh, this is pretty extreme. This is pretty crazy.
Not showing.
This is a big conflict, guys. And it's getting bigger by the day. I mean, look at that. That's war.
It's not showing right now.
What?
It's not showing. It's just me and you.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
My bad. All right, yeah, I just wasn't sharing the screen. I mean, that's war. This is a full war. These are people living in a city. I think this is Israel. Let me confirm. Yeah. Get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. We apologize. We apologize. It's not real. That's a retraction. Bad information on the stream. We're going to make one mistake or two, but it's just clicking on a tab that shouldn't have been clicked on. So that's the thing. You got to pay attention. A lot of AI video going around right now. That's really why I didn't want to show fucking war footage, man. But I have to do it because people will be like, why didn't you show the explosions? And I'm like, well, I don't want to get caught with my pants down like we just did. But that's okay. That's okay. And, what else?
Hard to decipher, man. It's hard to decipher with this AI stuff.
Sure. Absolutely. But let's get into the last big story of tonight, and then we'll wrap. I think we've done really good coverage. So this is a big deal. This is going on. They did this during the Gulf War as well. From dissident media, a complaint received by the Military Religious Freedom Foundation alongside others from 40 different units across 30 installations, which claims that military leaders are briefing the troops that Donald Trump is commanded by God to strike Iran in order to expedite Armageddon. This is an email from active duty NCO, subject unit combat readiness briefing in Armageddon, date March 2nd, 2026, yesterday, whatever time it is over there. I am an NCO. This morning, our commander opened up the combat readiness status by urging us not to be afraid as to what is happening with the combat operations in Iran right now. He urged us all to tell our troops that this was all a part of God's divine plan. Lord have mercy on them for saying that. And specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation. Oh, that Christian evangelical insanity right there. Referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. He said that President Trump has been anointed by Jesus, Lord have mercy, to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to earth. I have no words.
It's insane, man. It's insane. People need to really learn scripture, you know. We've been lied to about so many things, and the Schofield Bible and John Darby are a huge factor of that. People think that there's going to be some rapture. There's no such thing as rapture. That's a fake theory. You know, we're going to live through these times, and it's very easy to fake prophecy. We're watching it happen right now. You know, it says
Trump has had 2 terms, and then God knows what happened under Biden. He's had 2 terms to get these people in the military and the upper and middle levels of management that are true fanatics. And listen to this next part, which makes it even more horrifying. He had a big grin on his face when he said all of this, which made his message seem even more crazy. Our commander would probably be described as a Christian first supporter, really a Zio supporter. He has been this way for a very long time and makes it clear that he desires all of us under him to become just like him as a Christian. Well, God forbid we say who's a Christian and who's not, but this doesn't sound like no Christian I've ever met.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Sounds like a cult member to me, a government-sanctioned cult member, by the way. He has been this way for a very long time. Makes it clear that he desires all of us under him to be just like him as a Christian. But what he did this morning was so toxic and over the line that it shocked many of us in attendance at the ops readiness briefing. Besides myself, I am reaching out to MRFF on behalf of 15 fellow troops. I know you asked me about the religious views of our group who has requested help from the MRFF. I can tell you only that I am Christian. At least 10 of the others are Christians. One of the others is Jewish and one of the others is Muslim. I don't know the religious or non-religious status for the other 3 at this time. Imagine how terrifying that is, man. Like you go into a briefing like, we're going to win for Israel. Jesus is going to return. We're divinely anointed. Trump is divinely anointed. And you're sitting there like, I just want a Hellcat. I did not know about this. I was not aware of the third temple that you're telling me about and how we got to start Armageddon and all this. I would like to go home, please. I don't need the Hellcat anymore. It's all good. You're a Christian leader now, brother. And it's like, whoa. Let's take a step back.
Not the Hellcat. Yeah.
Man, dude.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
You get people like Mike Huckabee and these other Zionists that are like creating this narrative and spinning this web. This is the product of that.
It's Mike Huckabee, by the way. It's just
it is Mike Huckabee.
No. I'd say Cuckbee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the pronunciation of the name. It's not Huckabee. It's Cuckabee.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's close enough to like it's not the actual word, so it won't get us demonetized.
Gotcha.
Mike Huckabee, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking Christian terrorism, Zionist terrorism, really evangelical Zionist terrorism. Is nothing Christian about this. U.S. commanders across more than 30 military bases told troops the Iran war is part of God's plan and linked it to Armageddon. A commander said Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it has received over 110 incidents reports describing the war as biblically sanctioned and a sign of the Christian end times. So, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's focus here for a second. Iran is a evil theocracy. The Ayatollah is a religious Hitler. He is evil. We can't have a government run off religion. We have to be secular democracy like Israel and America. And we're out there doing biblical prophecy, getting our guys riled up by telling them that Jesus has anointed Trump.
It's a head scratcher. I mean,
And then it's not a war. It's Armageddon, but it's not a war.
what people need to really recognize too is that, like, before Jesus comes, which he's not going to come with this situation, is they're trying to bring in the Antichrist.
Yes.
That's really the most important thing.
Yes.
They're probably giving Jared Kushner his throne in the third temple,
Yes. And here's the thing. The Jews don't believe that, or they believe it even more. It's debatable. But their thing is like, well, we just want to rule and make money, right? And then the evangelical Christians, they're like, well, we need to bring in the apocalypse, so we need these guys to rule and bring money so they can bring the Antichrist. So, like, where does it even, like how could he worships them, but also believes they're going to summon Satan? And it's just, it doesn't make sense because it's insanity. It's not designed to make sense. And you're normal if you recognize how insane it is. And I'll just close out with this. This will be the last slide we showed tonight. They already did this. Okay. He literally is George Bush reincarnated, even though he's still alive. George W. Bush apparently believed that Iraq and Afghanistan were singled out in end times prophecy. In a 2003 phone call to French President Jacques Chirac, Bush appealed to their common Christian faith as a basis for the invasion. Gog and Magog are at war with the Middle East. This confrontation is willed by God, who wants to use this conflict to erase his people's enemies before a new age begins. I do good presidential impressions.
Dude, that was great.
Yeah, I can do them all, man. Obama's a bit hard, but I can do all of them after Clinton. If I heard Reagan talk again, I could get Reagan down too. It's all kind of the same. They all sound like politicians. But here's the thing: this is just Bush talking out his ass on a phone call. Yeah. Well, I believe these things because I read the Schofield Bible. But then you have over 110 incident reports of commanders talking about Trump's anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire to cause Armageddon, and then it's not a war. Where are we at, Anthony? And we're good on the information tonight. We can
Armageddon is basically like the biggest war ever. It's the holy war.
I'm gonna throw the definition of that up. I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. So I'll
Gog and Magog is the final battle, is the final war. It's in the Valley of Megiddo.
Definition. Okay, so it literally is the final battle. That's what it means. Armageddon is the prophesied final and catastrophic battle between good and evil, rooted in Revelation 16:16 as the location for the end times conflict. It signifies the ultimate decisive destruction of evil, or a 100% large-scale apocalyptic confrontation. Often used to describe zero impending massive apocalyptic scenarios or global destruction. But it's not a war. It's not a war, Anthony. It's a targeted strike, and you have to remember that when people tell you on Twitter that you don't know what you're talking about. I have to remember. I have to go, wait, it's not a war. I have lead poisoning. The sky is pink. And then we live in the same world as these people.
Well, if you're bringing up apocalyptic and end times prophecies, and we're actually making that happen, I don't know if our military can fight against the giant locusts with metal teeth that are going to rip out their body parts, because that's also in the end times prophecy. When the seals start opening, there's a lot of bad things that happen, so I don't know why we'd want to bring this upon us. For what? To bring Jesus back?
Certainly. We should pray for more time and for more people to be born and love Christ and be able to live out their lives. This is a very satanic method of or mantra of death and destruction. And there's nothing clean or pure about any of it. Just because you attach the name of God to something does not make it holy.
Yeah. And they're trying to force God's hand. I mean, this is something that is so common with this religion of Judaism, is that they are constantly trying to trick God. They're constantly trying to control God. This is why they do things like they put an air roof over New York City. It's a fishing line. And they believe that because they're in a tent,
the string around the block, so it's we're not breaking Shabbat. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. It's all about scamming. This
is what they've been doing a long time. This is why Jesus flipped their tables. We're still living in that prophecy.
Indeed,
the Pharisees.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Anthony, I want to give you a chance to plug.
Okay.
Because we both have rent to pay. We got really cool consumable products. Me and you both sell food grade stuff. I'm in the supplement business. You're in the tallow business. Tell them a little bit about Ungovernable Project.
So yeah, the Ungovernable Project is a tallow company that me and my wife own. We create some of the best tallow on the market. This is all 100% grass-fed, grass-finished suet. So suet is the actual fat that surrounds the kidneys. This is the way tallow is supposed to be made. You can go to the store and you can see the difference between tallows. The ones on the shelves, they are not, they're yellow, they're separated. It's because people are using beef trim. This has become a very popular thing now. Me and Emily have been doing this for now 3-4 years. We're going on our 4th year. We have amazing products. This is our deodorant. You're not going to find a better natural deodorant on the market. It's made with tallow, shea butter, kaolin clay. We have 2 different scents. All of our skincare, you know,
I love the
how great our
skincare stuff.
skincare
That's what I
is.
want to tell people to check out. I love this. I have this. I'm almost out of it, but I'm not out of it, and I've had it for like a year.
We'll give you some for sure.
Yeah, incredible product.
Yeah, we actually are coming out with a beard oil that should be dropping very soon. Some new products coming out, a patchouli and vanilla skin cream. All of our skin cream is made with nothing but real natural ingredients. We don't use essential oils at all. So we actually take, for example, what Rex likes is the wise man's gift. We take real frankincense sap from the tree. We take real myrrh, castor oil, and 24 karat gold flakes, and we infuse it into our tallow. It's some of the best tallow on the market. I'm promising you this. There's a lot of different companies out there that are just trying to cut corners and take your money. We really believe in this. This is a movement for us. We believe in giving people amazing products that actually create healing and bring positivity to people's lives. It doesn't smell at all, actually. I saw someone say smelly. It smells amazing.
It smells great. Let me tell you right now, girls like it. You're going to want to check out ungovernableproject.com. Really phenomenal cooking products, really phenomenal skincare products. And here's the thing. We're doing these shows together. We have to plug. We're working in a very harsh environment. We're working basically in a recession right now. And we have really high quality gifts, really high quality products for people. Really anything you need. If you check out what me and Anthony offer, you're probably going to find a solution for it. Really just want to take the time to give you your flowers because it's a really incredible brand. And I really love what you got going on.
Dude, thank you. I love what you guys got going on with Shroom Force. I mean, I've been taking those cordyceps. I don't even need a pre-workout anymore. It just fuels me. The brain is moving. It's giving me the best energy I've ever had from trying to work out without a pre-workout. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing. It's amazing.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm not even gonna plug myself right now. I just want to plug you.
Okay.
Awesome, thank you for doing the show with me tonight. We're gonna be here every Tuesday. We'll probably do another day. We're gonna have to figure out when that is. Really gonna figure out this conspiracy talks thing. Really gonna figure out the clipping and the YouTube shorts of all of it. And we got to get a switcher too because I can't be like I can't do it anymore. It makes me mad. I want to
Oh, I don't know what happened. We lost Rex. Okay. Oh, there he is.
destroyed myself. I jinxed myself. This mouse has like gamer buttons on the side of it.
Yeah.
So I accidentally touched one of the gamer buttons and it was totally obliterated. I got kicked out of StreamYard. It's true. Good grief, man. Well, thank you, Anthony.
Thank you for having me again, man. I will see you on the next one. God bless, guys. Have a good night.
Indeed. God bless.
Modern life has left us out of balance. Long ago it was once said, certain remedies could grant a man the vitality of a horse. For over 6,000 years, these natural remedies have been harvested and tested by generations. Why create complex formulas when nature's roots are still in our hands? Try Primal Core. Ancient remedies for modern life.